It did the double play.
What's up? Yeah, I'll have to check that out and see what's going on with that. I noticed that somebody had screwed that up last time, so I had to redo it today. It's probably on a loop, so I have to fix that. Let me see if I can fix that right now. Yeah, I just fixed it.
Can you show me how to fix that shit so I quit screwing it up when I'm trying to close things?
Just stop adding people on top of it and then deleting stuff.
Easier said than done.
Right. Yeah, we'll come in here and we'll take a look at it. Well, are we here? Yeah, we're live. We're good. It is Tuesday night, the Guitarsenal, 9:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Persuasion Time. And it is July 8th, 2025. You boys survived the Saturday night show, I see. I went and passed out that night.
Hashtag sober life.
Right?
How's your schnoz?
It's doing okay. It's doing
Good.
fine. Yeah,
Good,
yeah.
good.
No more issues so far. So hopefully that was just a one-time thing, and we'll keep abreast of the situation, and we'll see.
You gotta quit smelling those different flavors of the cocaines.
Could be. You know.
Just kidding.
Well, welcome in. We've got Symmetry Trev right there. We got Randy down on the end, Jimmy the Nibbler, and John DeShane over in the corner. John just made it in by the skin of his teeth tonight, just as we were starting. So welcome in, John. I'm sure you had a busy day today.
Still auditing that job I was talking about last week.
Yeah. We have had continuous 90+ degree weather here for what, a couple weeks now, Randy?
Yeah.
And it has just been balls to the wall with HVAC industry for us. So
it was still what, 80 degrees at midnight last night?
Yeah. So I wake up tired, you know, talking with customers, dealing with unhappy. Why can't you be here at this time? Well, because we have 3,000 people we're trying to get to in one day. So, but anyway,
And we
enough
have
of that.
60 fucking trucks. So you do the math there.
Right.
Face.
Yeah. So welcome in, everybody. Let's get over here and let's give a shout out and a thank you. We do have a membership available on the channel, and these are our current channel members. I want to say thank you to each and every one of those. That's what helps us to keep the lights on, strings and things, picks and EV mucks and all that good stuff. So thank you to our channel members that have been supporting the channel. We greatly appreciate it. There is a join button over there and a link in the description if you'd like to click and become a channel member. We greatly appreciate it. So thank you to each and every one of our channel members. Should we get over to the chat and see who is here tonight? Go ahead and open it on up and see who pops out. First up this time, we've got started at the top like normal. We've got E. coli is here. Earl saying, howdy friends, put your wagons in a circle and water your horses. It's time for gear talk. What are we drinking tonight? This is, what is this? Let me taste it. Yep. That's like a cherry flavor 7-Up, something like that.
Thanks.
Let's see. We've got
favorite of all.
Coors Banquet.
Yes.
Channel member, crew member, panel member. John DeShane is in the chat and on the panel. Let's see. Channel member Darboard is here. Good to see you there. Channel member, crew member, and panel member as well. Jimmy Biter saying what's up. He could obviously say that himself right now if he wanted to.
They can kiss my fat vagina.
And we also have the boys that will be alive tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern as well. It's Under the Bus Network is here in the chat. Good to see you.
Right on. Should be live now.
Right?
Yep.
Channel member Cushman NYC is hanging out with us. Always good to see the Cush. Just looking for some Cush. We got channel member Chuck C is here as well. Right on. Channel member, the one, the only, Dan Gorman. And Randy doesn't have a guitar, so there you go.
No walk-on song for you tonight. Sorry.
Right on. Welcome in, Dan.
Unless Jimmy wants to play it.
Always good to see you. Kurt 5150 is here. Part of the Under the Bus crew for tomorrow night. Make sure you catch that. We got Papa Blue is here. Right on. Good to see you, Papa. Wayne McConnell is hanging out with us. Always good to see Wayne. Channel member, crew member, and a panel member tonight. A Symmetry, a Trev.
Super symmetry.
That's right. We have also the one, the only, the official Rob Blackmore. Channel member is here. Good to see you, Rob.
Brother
We've
Rob.
also got channel member 40 Grit. What is up, Mike? Saying what up, everyone. Mike, you are always welcome on the panel if you'd like to jump on. I'm sure Randy can get you a link. We've got channel member Hip Metalworks. Ken is here saying good day. Always good to see Ken.
What's up, Ken?
Channel member El Barge is here saying greetings. Good to see you, Lee. We've got Ted Affair is here. I heard this was the place to be tonight. It's always the place to be. And I hope that I said your last name right. If I didn't, I don't care. We always give everybody give everybody our own pronunciation of their names here. So you are now Ted Affair.
Ted the Fuhrer.
Ted Affair. The Fuhrer. Let's see. We said hey to Cushman. We need to say hey to channel member Stu Petty. Saying what's up, fellas. Good to see you. We've got CLS Christopher Live Sova is here saying get out, get live, or get old. Welcome in, Sova. Let's see. Look at there. We have a channel member, a Dave, a dude, saying howdy. Good to see you, sir.
The guy with the most equipment and the most technical issues to go along with it.
Right. He'll get them worked out. It's just a matter of time. Let's see. Joe Alba is here. Always good to see Joe hanging with us.
It was awesome on Saturday, man. That was killer, man.
You know, I caught that just as I was leaving, and I went up. I was in bed. I was watching a little bit. Right on, Joe. I wish that I was here to meet you. So maybe next time we'll catch up with you.
Great player.
Yeah.
Has all his shit sorted out. It was fantastic.
Kurt says, speaking of breasts, Jimmy Biter is here. I don't know what that's all about. Y'all got something going on behind the scenes there? I don't know about Jimmy.
It's all about the balls, Kurt. Come on.
Let's see. Florida Claimers Ted is here in the chat. Good to see you. Channel member Cucumber CMBR is hanging out with us. Always good to see Cucumber. Let's see. Channel member Hillary is here. Happy Tuesday from Destin, Florida tonight. Right on. Got some vacation time going, huh?
With the little one, yeah.
What the fuck is a vacation?
Watch out for the humidity down there and all of the love bugs that are on the highway. It will mess up your paint job.
Alcatraz.
We got Arkansas is hanging out in the chat. Good to see you, Arky.
Yep.
Let's see. Melted Copper is here. Right on. Good to see you, dude. Channel member Charles 75N is making an appearance tonight. Good to see you, Charles. Right on, man.
Good to see you, brother.
Let's see. Who else do we have? Mark Spurgeon hanging out. Good to see Mark. Let's see. We also have Rene Fernandez is here. Just arrived home from work, but here with you, Masters. Always a pleasure to see you all. My respects, Masters. Good to see you, Renee. Thanks for jumping
Awesome
in, man.
video on Facebook you put up.
Yeah, buddy.
Just killer, man.
I don't
Loved
believe
it.
I've seen that. I'll have to check that out.
And you
Channel
come here
member.
and play with us. And here's the
Renee,
shame.
very good.
Yep. Channel member Blue Mox is here.
Yo,
Good to
Blue.
see you, Blue.
Sexiest voice on YouTube.
We also have a channel member, Steve Rezor is here. Good to see you, Steve.
Steve Razor.
As I said, we give our own pronunciations the way that I want to do it. So
You get what you get.
you get what you get.
Upset.
We have, you know what? I don't care. Everybody knows that it's in jest. We have Matt McCullum Music, a channel member, is here. Just had Five Guy hot dog. Food coma is real. Let's keep diving. I thought he was just going to say I just had Five Guys, but you know, they just all left.
Five Guys hot dog.
Kurt says this just in. Quentin gets his epidural tomorrow if anyone gives a F. We'll all be thinking about you, Quentin.
I hope Quentin recovers.
I do as well. I do.
When's he get his goiter lanced off?
I don't know.
The 27th.
Just keep checking Facebook because I'm sure that he will post it whenever it's time.
I'm just glad Susan took
His
him for
Hyundai
a
will
ride.
break down 2 days before.
Oh my God.
The old Hyundai.
Maybe Susan will give him another ride.
Maybe. Or the cigarette lady. Channel member Andy Carson is here saying, look at all these people here tonight. There's 39,000 here so far. Let's see, who else do we have? Did I miss anybody scrolling on through here? I think that I've got everybody. We got Dan. Yep. We got Razor. 40 Grit. Mike. We got him. Let's see. Charles 75 in. We got. And let's see. I think we're caught up. We're caught up with the chat.
Right on.
So we had, as usual with our extensive planning and scheduling that we do with these shows, we had absolutely nothing to talk about tonight. So we're just going to be shooting the shit and hanging out and see what happens. I did, however, let me see if I can do this here. Switch over to that, and we'll go over here to this camera, and I'll pick this up. If you can see down on my dirty floor here, I do have something hooked up there, which is the
1000, isn't it?
The GT1000, the Boss GT1000 that was graciously donated by Stephen Franklin, which will be the grand prize giveaway in our upcoming August giveaway show. This will be available for one of our channel members, along with several other giveaway items for any of our subscribers, as long as you're in the continental U.S.
I might have something to give away to our Canadian consumers.
Right on, right on. So literally 5 minutes before we went live, I pulled that out of the box, threw some XLR cables on it, plugged it into the Rodecaster, and we'll, I guess, maybe scroll through some of the settings and just see what it sounds like.
Cool.
So it is hooked up and it is ready to go. So get that adjusted there, back to there. And why is something, oh, that's setting on my keyboard. And I was typing all the ones in the chat. There we go. Let's see. Just coming in is Richard Hole.
Who's Hole?
Yeah. What's up, Dick? Let's see. Kurt says, can we vote to give the Boss GT1000 to GTU? His tone sucks.
It's not going to get any better. You know that.
Let's see. Yeah, we're caught up with the chat now. Welcome in, everybody. So, yeah. So what's been going on with, I wasn't here last Tuesday, so I missed a lot of the information on Randy's guitar, and I'm sure that it has made some progress since then. So where are you at on that thing, man?
It's not even here.
I know, but is it in the freezer? Is it,
Nope.
no.
Jesus Christ, Randy, come on.
Man, it's like freaking pulling teeth here.
What? I let all y'all fuckers know what color it is.
Give an update.
It is currently in possession in possession by Willie Houston.
Cool.
Because I don't have a whole hell of a lot of time. I was going to have to get him to drill the headstock anyway. The tuner holes are drilled for 10 millimeter tuners, but the mounting screw holes need to be drilled, and the Floyd string retainer bar holes and all that stuff need to be drilled, and I'll fuck that up. So I was going to get him to do it for me anyway, and then got to chit-chatting. He's a car guy. We know I hate cars because I'm a car guy. I'm a professional car guy. Mm-hmm. And
it's like a dentist trying to pull his own teeth.
Yeah, pretty much.
You just don't want to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we kind of worked out a little bartering deal, and so he's going to put it together for me.
Nice.
Because he'll probably be in before I get enough free time to sit down and do it, and assemble it, and then set action, truss rod, intonation, and wire everything up and all that crap. It's going to be another week or two before I have the time to actually sit here and dedicate to it.
So technically, it's going to be put together by a guy that used to work for Charvel Custom Shop.
Correct.
So it's going to be a custom shop Charvel guitar.
Essentially.
Something like that.
I mean,
I should get him to sign the neck pocket like they used to do. But hey, it's like you still got your old stamp.
Right.
Where you stamp your name in the pocket.
That'd be cool, actually.
Well, it's pretty cool. I actually ran across a like 86, one of the Dan Lawrence lightning strike graphic Jackson's that was done, and was going through the pictures of it on Reverb, and he had a picture of it of the neck pocket, and it was stamped Willie Houston and Mike Eldred. And
cool.
if you don't know who Mike Eldred is, he was one of the main Charvel guys forever, and he ran the Fender Custom Shop till like 2015. He's got a new line of guitars that he is building called El Cabron. And I may know the guy that's winding the pickups for them. And yeah, I think he's putting them out in batches of like 5 or 10 at a time. And he's doing Telly's Strats and a couple other body shapes. I think Telly's are going first.
Now, speaking of Telly-shaped objects, you were mentioning something about a new signature that you saw for Phil Collen of the Def Leppard.
Yeah, let me pull the pictures up because that way you can fucking see this thing.
Right?
My headstock just kills the whole thing for me.
See, I like
John has seen it.
Yeah,
So I was asking an update on the OU812 versus Boner Jams in the Learn a Song contest. I didn't know that was an actual thing. I thought we were just joking with each other. So that's the update. Stu Petty's asking, anybody watch the Dweezil Zappa 4th of July video? No, I didn't.
No.
Didn't. All right, so Randy is sharing a screen. And then we can do this here. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, so ebony fretboard.
That's cool.
Did we lose Randy's volume? or-
No. I accidentally clicked the mute button. So yeah, ebony board, roasted. They probably flame maple neck. And this is the first one. I think this is his third one they've built for him. But this is the first one he's had done with a Floyd. Right? Well, then he actually starts talking about the neck on this thing.
Yeah.
Who's the half-naked chick down in your scroll there?
That's probably something John sent me. This has been mine and John's messages, so don't look at anything else, dude. Look how fucking thick that neck is.
Holy cow. Baseball bat.
And he says in the video of this that neck is, he's like, I don't know how they measure it, but they said something like it's like 1.280. So it's 1 1/4 inch neck the whole way from the headstock to the heel. I mean,
crazy.
it's insane. And you get a little side view of it there. You can really see how fat that fucking thing is.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
huge.
he can fucking rip.
It's almost as fat as Jimmy's third ball.
Not quite.
Well, I'm with Joe Alba. I'm surprised he's got a goddamn shirt on.
Right?
Yeah, it's backstage, man. He's just shirtless on stage.
So why does this shirt look like it's backwards? Is he really a left-handed
And
player
upside
and
down.
he's flipped the...
Well, the shirt's backwards, but nothing else is. So I
Yeah.
assume the print on his shirt's backwards on purpose.
Yeah.
I don't know. These are just screenshots from a YouTube video I watched earlier, and I was just like, "Holy shit!" Because I've been bugging his tech, John Zacco, on Instagram to get a micrometer and measure those fucking necks.
Mm-hmm.
And because you felt that one I played at Righteous. They're not. They're thicker than say a Charvel or a regular Strat or something, but they're not nothing. They're not anything like that,
No.
and that's done on purpose because he knows that they won't sell as many of them with a 1 inch thick neck. But
Who knew he owns a shirt? That's right, Joe.
I've been bugging anytime John Zacco posts pictures of the rig. I'm like, dude, measure the fucking necks. We need to know.
Louisville Slugger, absolutely, Andy.
Yeah, thing's huge.
Look here from across the pond. We have Steve Cassidy, a guitar. Good to see you, man.
Hello.
He even
Thanks
talks
for
in an
jumping in.
accent. Look at him.
Right?
Yep. Hello.
Welcome in, man. Kurt says a headstock looks like the hand of a Vietnamese massage attendant.
But then I would like it. No?
Oh, he's just not giving up.
I like the reverse Telly headstock. So
50s less Polish, says Richard Holt.
Jesus, I don't think
it's
Les
thicker
Pauls
than
were ever
that.
past that. No. 1 inch is pretty substantial.
No, and you can get a Les Paul profile from Musicraft and Warmoth and stuff, and they're not that thick.
They start in the 9s, right?
Is it
No.
Is it Warmoth or is it Warmoth?
I always say Warmoth, and that's what Willie says is Warmoth, and he used to work for Ken Warmoth when he lived in Washington. So,
Well, 5 seconds ago you said Warmoth.
no.
I do say Warmoth myself.
The Warmoth, I think, is just the redneck and me shortening words,
Oh, okay.
like
gotcha.
us Southerners do. Kind of like, you know.
I'll do what I want.
Right, exactly.
Exactly. What's up,
like
Can't Drive 55?
I
Good
put
to
an
see you,
A
sir.
in McDonald's that isn't there. So,
Mac.
the two
McDonald's.
Utes.
The two Utes. What's a Ute? So
That's cool though, right?
The
I
two
noticed
defendants.
he didn't have a string retainer either on his.
I don't think you need one because the gap between the nut and where the headstock actually is like an inch.
Right.
I don't really think you need a string retainer on that.
Let's go.
Well, I guess it depends on the angle of the headstock too. If
It's not a tilt back.
it's not.
No.
But he probably has offset tuners like we were talking about, right? So
Well, I guess it depends on how much of a carve you have out of it, and it drops down.
That picture where he's holding the guitar straight up, where you can see the side of the neck, about, I don't know, a half a second before I screenshot that, you can see the headstock in the shot. It's not tilt back, but it's like an inch gap between the nut and the headstock.
Right. That's pretty far. I mean, yeah, the whole purpose of the retainer is to get the string all the way down on the nuts.
Right.
Give
On
you
both
relation
sides.
how thick the neck is, and that if the headstock's going to drop lower than the bottom of the neck shaft, then that means that there's going to be a shit ton of room between the nut shelf and the
right.
top of the headstock. I mean, like Randy said, it's,
They're going to pull down enough.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the neck pockets on those bodies are super thin. You got to have like an extra deep routed neck pocket for those necks to even sit in them. The neck pocket on his stock models is deeper than a normal Jackson or Charvel.
Gotta go deep. Sammy Reynolds is here. What's up, Sammy? Good to see you. Mike
and
G is here as well, saying hello, everybody. Right on.
to answer Sova's question, he asked me earlier about the best band on the Back to the Beginning.
I thought he was asking about Kelly Osbourne here.
No, nobody gives a fuck about Kelly Osbourne. Plastic bitch. My personal opinion, I thought the best performance was of a actual band, not like the super groups or anything like that, was Lamb of God. Because I love Lamb of God.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Anthrax sounded good. Too short, only a couple songs. Slayer sounded good.
Well, that little bit that I saw that you guys were playing of Mastodon, that sounded great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still
yeah.
got it.
A lot of
They had
good
to-
performances out of all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Metallica sounded on point. Ozzy's final Ozzy set with Zach sounded. I mean,
Ghost, they sucked.
occurs to me that Zach really only sounds good and sounds at his best when he's playing with Ozzy.
So how much longer do
Fuck
you
you
have
too.
that available?
Yesterday at 7 a.m., but it's still there. I haven't closed the window. I just keep playing it on my 2.5 laps.
Just screen record the whole thing. What is it, like
I'm
12
working on
hours?
it. I'm working on it.
Just do like Kramer did there with the Super 8 cam in the video theater.
Right? I sit here holding my phone.
Well, you could come into EV Mux here and do it full screen and then hit record. You know,
Exactly what I'm doing.
Wasn't gonna say.
I'm doing it over on Mass Channel because he's got more room in his storage.
gotcha. Oh, we got loads.
The problem with that is that you can't pause it when you're doing a recording. So all that crap that's in between the sets, where you got 15-second clips of everybody from around the world giving their 2 cents about how they love Black Sabbath and Ozzy.
Right.
Yeah, so I just skip through
gonna
that in
get to
15-second
that, Steve.
increments. Deep, 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 deep.
Gotcha. What's up, Wall of Cries? Randy, tell us how you really feel. I think he already did.
Tool sounded good.
What is up, Bo? Guitar Man 45 channel member is here. Good to see you, Bo.
Tool's a fucking snooze fest.
Bo.
Steve is
had a fresh
asking
mohawk.
if anybody has spotted Nuno's Nuno branded guitar with no Washburn
Yes.
logo.
Yes.
You have any deets on that, Randy?
Well, I mean, Washburn's pretty much dead and has been for years. So I think I don't even know if they're still making acoustics, but their electric guitar line's been dead since like 2017 or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've seen that. One of those Instagram pages is like about Nuno or something like that. I've noticed in a lot of few of their newer clips of them, all of the headstocks don't have that Nuno logo on them. Like, oh, wonder who's building those for him.
Well, it's obviously the same type of build because you can see, because he's got a special neck that goes on those guitars. It's got that circular base.
Yeah, it's the
And the-
Washburn.
Yeah,
Shit,
and it bolts in on a pattern around the back. So the base of his neck is actually, about that big.
Yeah, I forget what Washburn called that. And then he uses it's got the Buzz Faten.
Whatever.
Fenton.
There you go.
What'd you say?
Fenton. Like
Buzz
fentanyl.
Fenton.
There's no fucking N in there. It's FEITON. There's an N on the end of it.
Fuck you, Randy. Hillbilly.
We pronounce things the way we want to pronounce them on this channel.
right.
Have you forgotten?
Yeah, there you go. The Stevens extended cutaway.
There we go. So, yeah, it's probably still somebody from Washburn that's making it for him. It's just, I don't know. But
Keaton. There you go, Joe.
Steve has a whole video on it. So go check out his channel and watch that to get his opinion. 40 Grit, feeling bad for Jake. They started Ultimate Sin before he checked his tuning, and his white Charvel was surely out of tune.
Yep.
And he knew it too, immediately.
Yeah.
He did not
he
look
was
happy.
Pissed.
Yeah,
He was pissed.
he did not look happy. Let's see what else is going on in the chat.
Well, we kind of touched on that Saturday. They were all in these little backstage rooms that were probably 70, 75 degrees in them. And then it was only like 59 degrees outside in the stadium. So they probably got a little bit of a cold shock there. It's just like, all right, there you go. Yeah, Nuno was the man of the hour on that show.
He just over
Kicks
and
in
beyond
Rock is
everything.
here. Says, what are we talking about? Black Sabbath? Anything and everything. A
We're
little
talking
bit
about
of this.
Bent Tom and
A little
Quentin
bit of that.
James.
Yeah. Let's see. What else is going on in the chat? Mark Spurgeon. Don't forget to smash that like button. Thank you.
Smash.
Appreciate you being here, Mark.
Smash him in the face.
40 Grit says, Jake, if you're watching, I'm available. 40
Hell
Grit would be a fantastic guitar tech for you.
For everybody asking, why did Nuno do Bark at the Moon and not Jake when Jake was there? It's because Jake can't play it anymore.
No, he's got
Jake's got some serious carpal tunnel, and he's missing a bunch of cartilage, and I forget which hand that thumb
And
joint.
don't forget that he was shot like 5 times not that long ago, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's been a year now, I think, or
Yeah.
right at it.
I mean, but still,
Yeah.
a year ago.
I don't care, man. Just getting to see Jake come out there with a killer brand new purple custom shop Charvel.
Yep.
Built by Metal Joe Williams, and just go out there and play. Him playing Ultimate Sin was badass.
Yeah.
That
Jake's
was
one of my favorites, man. He's so good.
that was the highlight. And when they were doing the big group photos, they made sure to take a group photo with Jake sitting next to Ozzy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That was kind of heartwarming. Like maybe they just let bygones be bygones, or maybe Sharon stroked him a fucking check. Who knows?
You never know. Joe is correcting your pronunciation. It's Buzz Feet In.
That's
Feet-
cool.
Yeah,
Feet.
I think you're
Cool
closer
story.
than I was.
Like your
yeah.
feet in. Yeah.
I don't know. I've never had one. So.
Ben
But
Thomas
fuck
here.
Randy the same.
Good to see you, Tom. Did you get that guitar yet? Let us know.
I just want to throw that out there. Tommy, I fucking love you, bro.
He's one of the
Would
coolest
love a
cats
show
in our
of just
whole-
Randy and John at their throats all night.
That's the after show like every week.
Yep.
What's up,
No, we've
fucker?
got enough horse sense about us not to get all crazy on each other here. And we love
unless
each other
John-
like brothers.
Unless John's been fucking hammered and then he's sitting there just laying on Jimmy and I about a fucking power amp. That's when we get pissed.
Mm-hmm.
R2 was actually there for that one.
Yeah, I know. I had a special side conversation with him altogether about that. Exactly.
Right.
I blame Trev, of course. I refuse to take any personal responsibility for my own actions.
I mean, that's the. Never mind. Mike says the white Charvel should have been ready. He got it handed to him out of tune.
More than likely, you were correct.
Yeah. Bo says that Sharon had sabotaged the guitar.
Probably.
After Canadian.
I'd have liked to have been a fly on the wall in that fucking room with Sharon and Ozzy and Jack and all them when Jake walked in.
Yeah.
So, tell me who this young blood dude is. This Dom something or another.
I don't know, but he fucking killed it on changes, so.
I mean, where did this dude come from?
Somewhere in the United Kingdom.
I mean, has he been around for a while, or is he just now busting out on the scene, or what?
Apparently, he's got 4 albums, and he's like really popular in Europe.
Well, apparently,
he actually did that back at the beginning show. Finished his performances, jumped on a plane to Belgium, and played a fucking sold out show that night.
Wow. Well, apparently, he's loved by the Osbournes. I had never heard of him. I just happened to see a video where he was giving Ozzy a necklace.
Yeah.
And I was like, who the heck is this guy?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Must have sucked Sharon's dick.
Well, it really is a large clit. So.
Oh, my word.
It's not Saturday night, boys. You can't say things like that.
Rob is asking, what did you think of Hailstorm's cover of Perry Mason?
Lizzie rocks.
I didn't see it.
She
I
kicked
didn't
ass.
see it.
Yeah,
I didn't see any of it, to be honest with you guys.
this is true. Yeah. That was sarcasm about stroking Jake a check.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Peterson is here. Welcome in, Brian. Says, yeah, Nuno was the MVP Saturday. He played 12 songs. And he covered a lot of asses. So who was the act that was kicked off by Sharon? I keep seeing
She never fucking said.
Oh.
It's all hype.
Yeah. Just something
I'll
else.
tell everybody when the show's over. Bitch, it's been 3 days. We're waiting.
Be right back.
Yep. Like 2 guys on the Muppets, Randy and John.
No, we're Randall and Mortimer from
There
fucking.
you go. There you go. That's more like it. Trading places, trading spaces.
Was it Randall or Randolph? It was Randolph. Randolph and Mortimer. John's obviously Mortimer.
What was it that they did a cameo on another Coming to America, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the end of Coming to America.
Yeah. He comes over and gives them a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Mortimer, we're back. Mitch Heyman is here. Good to see you, Mitch. Welcome in. We've got 45,000 watching. So appreciate everybody being here.
It was not Mammoth. Mammoth Wolfgang was not kicked off the show.
No, can't see that. The word was it was somebody who wanted to monetize and profit from the show rather than having all of the proceeds going towards charities and shit.
It wouldn't have been Iron Maiden because she would have never invited Bruce Dickinson from the fucking get-go.
Yeah.
So, if I had to guess, I would say it's probably Kiss. Gene and Paul needing their cut.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't do anything without making money.
And, Priest was already on tour they're in another country the day of the show, and they did their cover of War Pigs and released a video for it, which was awesome.
KXM Rock says, bet Eddie would have been there. Had Eddie been alive, I'm sure he probably would have been invited.
Oh yeah, well, him and Tony Iommi were pretty good buddies, even in the later years. They both had that same hand surgery or whatever. I think they used the same doctor. I think Tony used the same doctor Ed did.
Here we go. Sammy was talking about it already. Band got disinvited for wanting to be paid. Heard Motley or Kiss.
Now, Molly would make sense because there was definitely a connection to the Aussie.
Snorting ants.
Man.
Joe McGraw says Foo Fighters. Mean Joe McGraw, channel member, is here. Foo Fighters, possibility.
Dave Grohl does a lot of charity work. I can't see him making any time in it.
Yeah. So Arky says here, Youngblood is an English singer, songwriter, and actor. She must have Googled this.
Thank you for copying the first line of Wikipedia.
Yeah. 2018. 2018.
Arky's our AI bot, by the way.
He released his debut EP, Youngblood, followed by his first full-length album, 21st Century Liability. So he's been around since 2018. Where the heck have I been?
Somebody was saying he's got a signature Epiphone. I don't remember who said it in the chat. Somebody said he had a signature Epiphone.
Never heard of the dude.
Yeah, Vince Neil needed buffet money.
Vince Neil.
And Sharon wasn't paying for it.
Should we get Kurt 5150 up here to talk about Vince Neil? That was a couple weeks ago.
Refused to get the 5-gallon bucket of chocolate mousse that was in Vince Neil's rider.
Right.
Sova seems to think it was Judas Priest. That's why they put the early video out.
I don't think
so.
If Halford and Ozzy were tight. I mean, KK was there too.
Yeah,
but,
he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I think Wolfgang withdrew himself, right? Yeah. 40 Grit, Mike says, I heard it was the Crew.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, that's when
Motley Crue, I heard, needed money.
Kiss is going to do the Blue Oyster Cult tribute show. I'm not explaining that if that went over your head. Jimmy got it. So
Vince McMill. Put the A in there too.
McMill. Happy
Bo
Vince
says he would have
McNeil.
done the show for $20.
And you wouldn't have been allowed.
And Vince wanted all of the brown M&Ms. That's right.
Inserted rectally.
Vince McNeil. John 5 should have been there.
Well, he's part of Motley, so if it was Motley, then sorry.
So does anybody want to hear what this GT1000 sounds like?
No,
No.
just kidding.
Just for science.
So I was just scrolling through, and this is kind of something that was kind of, I mean, you got to go in and tweak this thing, for your application. But for just plugging it in and just sticking it right into the Rodecaster, I mean, this is not, it's not horrible.
I bet that thing's got a tuner on it.
I got one right here.
Can you turn the piezo off?
The Piezo.
Can you turn your piezo off?
Oh, yeah. So there you go. Not bad. Not bad. And Dan Gorman got his walk-on tune. Sort of. I don't play it nearly as good as Randy does.
Needs a fucking power amp.
Right. KXM Rock, yeah, he was turning the pizza off. Brian says, where was Tommy Aldridge, the drummer
That's a
for
good
Ozzy?
question. He probably should have been there.
He was.
one form or
I don't
another.
think he was invited. I think there's bad blood there between Sharon and him. I think
Sharon fucking hates everybody.
I think Sharon pretty much fucked him over, and that's how Randy Castillo got hired in.
Man, you guys are brutal. Can't drive 55 Ford Mustang GT 1000. Bet Tom says nope. KXM Rock Arena tune. John says, yeah, you should send that to Q. It does
You gotta
sound
fucking win it.
It does sound better than Quentin's XP5 or whatever that is. Mazda Miata M5. Let's see what else is going on in the chats. Can't Drive is looking for a pepperoni pizza. I think I'm gonna order a pizza.
Pepperoni pizza.
Joe says tone is in the fingers, but that thing doesn't get in your fingers way. All you can ask. What was the riff Randy was just playing? Was Randy playing anything? It is the kind of shit that sounds amazing through headphones, but never go through speakers. I don't know. I think that you could probably tweak this thing. You know, like I said, I just took it out of the box, plugged in the XLRs, ran it straight over into the Roadcaster, and that's what I got. So
some FR.
yeah, I mean, it has all kinds of EQs, and you know, I was going through some of the menus, and I'm like, this is way more buttons than I like to fool with, but it has a real similar layout to like what the Axe effects and all that. It's got the signal chain where you can split it into stereo and do all your effects and whatnot. So if you had time to read through the manual and, you know, tweak some settings and then tweak some EQ for coming into an interface, you could get it sounding really good, I would think.
Yeah.
You know, Laney's.
Look it up on a computer, and then you get the Boss Tone Studio. And you get all the different presets you can pick from.
That's right.
You know,
Sounds
Laney's
better
got-
than Q's, whatever he's playing through now.
Yeah, XR80.
I'd like to hear something like that through one of those newer Laney, those FR powered 4x12s that they're putting out.
Joe says that he heard that Jake E. Lee and Tony Iommi were out of tune with each other. Didn't see that, but Jake fired his guitar tech.
Well, Jake didn't play with Iommi
I
on
was
that
going to
show.
say, they
It was
never played at
Nuno.
the same time.
It was Nuno, and Nuno doubled the ultimate sin solo with him, and you could hear a little bit of a detune difference there.
Mike says Aldrich left. He went to Whitesnake. That's what
He's done
happened
a
to
lot
him.
of stuff.
Let's see. Sammy's agreeing modelers do need to be tweaked. Yep. Yeah, it was an effort, Tom. Give me a break, man. Let's see how you do playing that 7-string.
Damn.
I heard there was a list, one of the shorts or something, where they were saying that was one of the hardest riffs to actually nail.
Which one?
Lay it down.
The lay it down one.
Yeah,
It's not that bad.
I didn't think
It's
it was,
just
but
just like anything else. It's got a certain cadence to it, and if you don't get
it's
that
got the
certain
stretch too, right?
yeah.
Because you're still on the E when you're up with your two other fingers, right? Up on the, what is it, B or whatever it is it goes to?
D.
Yeah, so there's a big stretch there.
That
one.
stretch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Slide that up a step.
Yeah.
And you said the feel.
I don't know. Where is Johnny?
I'm right here.
Who's Johnny? Oh,
Me.
John.
Johnny Heartbreaker.
Let's see. Arky says Sharon Osbourne kicked a band off the lineup for Black Sabbath's Back to the Beginning farewell concert due to a disagreement with their manager and the band's desire to make a profit from the event. So Arky's right on top of the of the Googles, which she deemed inappropriate for the occasion. She has not revealed the name of the band, but stated it was not Iron Maiden. So there we go. We have that at least. So
Apparently
you're going to tell me
feels that it's inappropriate to pay anybody.
you're gonna tell me that she didn't profit from this concert in any way, shape, or form?
Supposedly it all went to
to
charity.
Parkinson's. There's 3 different. There's a children's hospital, the Parkinson's, and some other charity.
Yeah,
Well, it wasn't the
light
Michael J.
rigger was
Fox
getting
Foundation.
paid $285 an hour, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they still
how
paid
that
for the
works.
venue and rented the gear and all the stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
any
yeah.
profits
Admin
generated.
fees.
It's like a
Typical fashion.
subcontractor, right? Mark it up 30%.
It's a non-profit event, so that means that all the money that comes in from it had to go somewhere. So if
Exactly,
that
Tommy.
if that was paid as a salary to somebody, that means that was part of the event. The event did not profit.
That's right.
You want to see Sharon get paid? Go ahead and play like 30 seconds of Crazy Train and watch the stream get paused.
Right.
Yeah, Tommy's got it right there.
Yeah.
All of the money went to charity after her $10 million fee as the manager of the project. Correct.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Let's see. Sharon fired Jake's tech before the show.
You're on your own, Jakey.
I gotta wonder what happened to Jake too, because he was late, and everybody's on stage, and they're like, "Have you seen Jakey Lee?" And he,
That was on purpose.
is it his entrance?
That was on purpose. That was a hype moment.
Right. Get the tensions up. George Barza is here. Good to see you, George. Welcome back, man.
Yo, Steve.
Thanks for being here tonight.
Hey, George.
Hey, George.
Let's see. Look at there. Charles 75N is still hanging out with us. Good to see you here, Charles. Let's see. Scrolling. What else is going on in the chat? Sova says, I don't think it was Iron Maiden. They don't play 3 songs for anyone, and they need the entire stage for a show. Plus, Bruce isn't going to fire up Ed Force 1 for a 30-minute flight and 80
I heard they
crew.
sold that plane.
They've got a new one. They've got a new Ed Force one.
Right on.
Tom says he used to work for a nonprofit that had $40 billion in sales a year, but claimed 95% of it was to go back to their dividend receiving investors. Yeah. Management fee of 98%.
Yeah, exactly.
Steve Brand is in the chat. Good to see you, Steve. Forget that Sharon nonsense has Nuno left Washburn.
Well, Steve, didn't Washburn leave the guitar industry?
Right? We touched on that a little earlier, Steve. If you had been here on time, you would have heard us talking about it.
I know how much you love it, and it'll make you happy. I did bring up the manufacturer called Laney.
Yep,
He loves
did.
Laney.
He did. Yep.
And for good reason. They make some great amps, man.
So do we have any word on that new guitar that Jake had? Bo was hoping it comes out on the market.
It was a custom shop built specifically for Jake, specifically for that show.
There we go.
Joe Williams, the master builder at Charvel that built that guitar. Of course, after it was debuted at the show, he posted the pictures of it on his Instagram and pretty much explained just that. But it got everybody's hopes up that the purple will come out.
Was Rudy Sarzo there, says
Yes, he
KXM
was.
Rock.
Yes, he
Did
was.
well too.
Right on.
That guy's been like one of the most solid musicians through his whole career, Rudy.
If I had to give out a gold medal award to the one person at that whole show that deserved a medal, it was Bill Ward. And after one song in, he's up there and he pulls off his shirt and he's got his 90-year-old man grandpa body behind that kit and just kept pounding away those Black
I
Sabbath
thought it was
songs.
John at first.
They have the same
Like
hair.
you talking shit about me. Look at yourself, you fat fuck. I mean, come on.
I'm not as fat as you are.
Oh, here we
Yeah,
go.
you are, man.
Here we go.
What's your weight there, Mr. Man?
Currently, 238 pounds.
Yeah, I'm 226, so go fuck yourself, you cunt. And I'm an inch taller than you.
I'm catching you.
You are.
Catching you.
The Coors isn't helping, that's for sure.
That's right. Cheating fuck.
But you're still
That's okay.
fatter fuck than me.
I don't
That's fine.
want to hear it when you're all like, "No, man, I had carbs and now I got diarrhea for 4 days."
kicked me right in the pussy.
Oh man, this just in. Kurt 5150 has some updated news. Kiesel bought Washburn. They will now be headless. Can't Drive 55 says Sharon fired Washburn. Yeah.
Yep.
Mike says that they said they are going to do the purple later this year. So there you go, Bo. You'll have to get your order in now. Contact your local Guitar Center.
Limited custom shop run, $8,000 per guitar.
What's the next on those? Do you know?
I've actually never played a Jake model.
Yeah, neither have I.
I'm not sure the neck profile, but I know that frets 1 through 12 are 6100 jumbo frets, and then from
12 through
12 on
21
is 6105s.
Yeah. That makes sense.
They're fatter.
No, the 6105s are tall, narrow,
and
the 6100s are the big boys.
Gotcha. Joe was asking what happened to Bob Daisley, who wrote Bark at the Moon, Diary of a Madman. Was he even at the concert?
No, they fucking hate Bob Daisley. Like, just like they fucking hated Lee Kerslake till he died.
Oh,
There you go.
All the people that made Ozzy what he was after Sabbath, Sharon fucking hates, so.
Of course.
Tiny neck. Yeah. Says Mike.
Watch your mouth.
There we go. He says, sold mine because of it. I had a blue one.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think the original Whitey was a 70s Strat, Fender Strat, that Charvel modified and sawed the CBS headstock down and painted and all that stuff.
The 70s went pretty thin, right?
Yeah, I think they were thin and narrow. I've never played a 70s Strat, so I couldn't tell you.
I don't know about that pickup angle either, really.
Well, I mean, I know why he does it.
That's the shit.
It cuts the low end off. It cuts a lot of the bass out of the low strings.
Yeah. Makes sense. But
Evens
I kinda like that
evens
bass.
the EQ.
That's why I like my PV tracers with the pickups angled in the opposing direction.
Yeah. A little bit of tuning dissonance there.
Do you play Jump?
No.
But you can play Cabo Wabo there behind the solo section.
Sounds like the intro to Orion.
It's still going. Let's see what else is happening in the chat. Arky wants to know, where did you see the show? You had to pay for it. I think it was $30 US.
What?
20
Can you
Canadian.
can you
20
still
Canadian.
can you still get it? I
I
mean,
got it right now. You want to watch though?
yeah, let's just get banned.
Instantly.
You want to see Sharon get paid?
Yeah.
There's Tom Morello.
Fire it up,
Yeah,
Trev.
still works. So,
Yeah,
You know-
Tom Morello was the MD on that whole thing, wasn't he?
well, him and Momoa was the host. It was fun watching him in the mosh pit during Pantera too. Fuck. Aquaman.
If we could get some kind of room for channel members that want to jump in.
Are the videos still up on YouTube? There's little cuts and clips all over.
Yeah, there's a ton on YouTube. They don't necessarily sound as good as the download.
Cool Tunes Made Easy is here. Good to see you in the chat again. Welcome in.
Right on.
Arky wants to know if anybody has it on bootleg.
I'm looking on it, Arky.
Sharon got that on lockdown too.
Oh, nobody's even mentioned this until now. 40 Grit Mike says, oh, and this just in. Hagar sucked. Didn't know the words. He's a goof.
He's an old man. Give him some slack, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't too.
That's,
What is that guy now? 75?
70, yeah, maybe. 72 or 73.
70. He'll be 78 this year.
No way.
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
Is he that old?
Yeah, he was born in 47. I had to do the math real quick.
You were right though, Mike. It wasn't great, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, it
Well,
started raining since the show started.
To go back, to the Best of Both Worlds tour when that was going on or whatever. I said it then. I was like, I'm the biggest Van Halen fan of the day, of both.
Yeah.
And I had absolutely no desire to go see it because I didn't want to hear it, in the modern drop tune,
Compromised state.
can't hit the lyric version of it.
And you're right, Mike. He could have done better because he was not prepared at all. Like he didn't. Like he just doesn't give a shit anymore. I don't think. He's like. Yeah.
I don't think that he can. I just don't
No,
think he can hit those notes.
It ain't even that, Ryan. It's he fucked up the words in the middle of the song and like looked back and was like, and then laughed through the next fucking verse.
Yeah.
What song was it?
Was it Flying High again?
I mean, that was cool back in '86 or at the
Nuno
festival.
fucking killed it, by the way.
Yeah, he did.
Like everything else he touches.
Tom says the irony of hearing Sammy Hagar sing the lyrics higher and higher in a lower key.
Yeah.
Well, he lets Mikey sing those now.
Christ, like you said, he's 77 or
77.
something. It's like, come on.
Yeah. Now, of course, if they asked me to come up on stage and play Summer Nights or something, I would do that. But
After you completely shit and pissed yourself. But
right?
yes.
Yeah. Let's see. Some Dave dudes. Ozzy would have messed up 3 Lock Box, so there's that.
Oi, shatter his box.
Mike says Nuno killed every Randy solo.
Yeah.
How was Zach? How
My
was
solos aren't that hard, Mike.
How was Zach on the tunes that he did?
Zach was fucking Zach. I mean,
Yeah.
Zach's played that gig for 40 fucking years almost. So
Most disappointing for me, Randy, was Pantera's guitar tone. Just saying. Zach sounded great with Ozzy and all the other shit that he was doing, but that Pantera...
Zach's guitar tone with Pantera, it sucked.
It was no good.
It was
Well,
awful.
I understand a lot of that was because it was through the gear that
House gear kind of.
Dime
He's not-
Fire the tag.
used.
It's
I don't-
great he is, the tech.
no, well, that's the thing. Is Zach's tone with Pantera still sounds like Zach. He's not using Dimes amps. He's not. He's using a lot of Dimes rack gear with his own amps. He's playing EMGs. Dime played Bill Lawrence's. I mean, they don't play the same. I mean, I just saw them fucking a month ago. And when you're sitting in the arena listening to it, it's a different ball game. It doesn't sound anything like Dime's tone, and it's not going to. It's not Dime.
I've seen clips of
I didn't
the
say it did.
Metallica shows with Pantera, and it sounded better than Zach sounded at that Back to the Beginning show. There was just something not quite right there for that.
Well, people were saying like when a lot of the bands when you were there, a lot of the bands had shitty mixes going on too.
The mixes changed a lot as bands progressed.
I'm going to probably assume that they're going to have like a pro mixed
Yeah,
DVD
DVD
version
release
that's
or-
eventually going to come out. in
Oh
about
yeah,
a
you know
year or
Sharon's
so.
going to profit on that.
Oh
so.
yeah, for sure.
So hopefully, some of these performances get, a little bit of a
Another
redo either.
observation was that you couldn't really hear the crowd up until Ozzy played. And for Ozzy Black Sabbath, you could really hear the crowd. But
Right.
like with Metallica, Seek and Destroyed, I mean, you couldn't hear the crowd. And you could see them. Everybody was doing the... But you couldn't hear the crowd in the mix.
Was there a backline that everybody was using?
Oh,
or
no,
not?
they kept spinning that stage
No,
around.
I did
So
see
it
a
was
lot. A lot of guys were using quad cortexes. KK was playing through a quad cortex.
Sakes.
There was a Diesel on stage when Tool was playing.
Of course.
Sammy says a large part of Dime's tone was the Randall amps. Yes and no. I mean, that was part of it, but you know how much shit he had pushed into the front of those Randall amps?
Yeah, and
You
Just the
can't
way he
plug in an RG100 Randall amp and it's going to sound like Dime. They don't sound anything like that, dude.
no, What was those tube amps that he was using towards the end?
Cranks, those sound
Yeah.
like shit.
Well, but he played through that and he still sounded like Dime. Right?
Dude, his tone on that Damage Plan record was, and the Damage Plan tour was nothing close to Pantera tone.
Peak Pantera.
I mean, you get into Far Beyond Driven and Vulgar, he started using the Century 200s. And then he had his own amp, the Randall Warhead, which he didn't even use the gain channel on. He used it for cleans.
What guitar was this,
Well,
Bo?
he had two. He played his ESP Explorer and he played his V.
That V is his original White Flying V is an Electra. It was a Japanese knockoff,
Right.
bolt-on neck, and I guess he finally I've got his book.
Isn't it all taped up? It's got duct tape and all kinds of crap still holding it together.
No, it's been repaired. It's beat up and he's carved shit in it and drew on it and all that. But I bought his book that came out a few years ago where it's fucking that thick. And he got that Electra put back into shape and fell in love with it again, and now he fucking finds them on Reverb and eBay and buys them. So the Electra he played at the beginning is, I think that's his newest one he's bought. That's the first time he's ever played that one live. So now he's got 3 white Electra Vs in his live rig rotation. So, and yes, I'm a fucking nerd about Metallica gear. So
Yep, made by Matsumoku.
The Gojira was good too. I forgot to mention that. Gojira were on point.
oh yeah,
Did you see any issues with the live streaming on your end, Trev?
Not even one. Mind you,
This is
now,
as soon
with
as
that said,
Metallica came on, the stream went out.
I only watched live stream, which is still 2 hours behind regular time. The Aussie set and the Sabbath set. Everything else I've watched has been on the replay, video on demand.
Right.
Gotcha.
There was a part there where the whole mix went crazy during the Metallica set, just for like half a second.
Mike is digging the Joker on the beach ESP of Hammett's.
yeah. The Joker on with the surfboard. I think that's one of his newest graphic KH2s that he had done. The old Cesar Romero Joker.
Right.
Oh yeah.
He showed that one in the Gibson collection video. That was the only ESP he showed.
Did you know that Cesar Romero had makeup on over a mustache?
Yeah.
Back then on the black and white TVs and whatever, or the little small TVs of the day, you never really noticed it.
The Sabbath songs Metallica did was Hole in the Sky and the fuck was that other one? Johnny, I can't remember the name of the song.
It was a deeper cut.
Yeah, it was a deeper cut. Because I think a lot of people were expecting them to do Sabra Cadabra because they did it on Garage Inc. Yeah, they did Hole in the Sky.
That was good.
Who did that tune?
Who did what tune?
Oh, never mind.
Don't-
This is all not tuned up like a... Let me find it.
Anthrax's Into the Void was on point. And Scott Ian, he's still just giving her for a 60-year-old man, jumping around there with his V, doing
Scott's
his
great.
Well,
fucking
Scott,
aerobics.
Scott's one of those dudes with like him and Charlie both are kind of like the dime bag thing. They haven't forgotten what it's like to be fans of these people.
Right.
Isn't that one called
Terrible.
Sweet Leaf.
Sweet Leaf? Yeah.
Who did Sweet Leaf? It was played, but I don't remember who. Was it Mastodon that did Sweet Leaf?
Was it?
That sounds like something they would do. They could grunge that up pretty
It was
good.
played, I know that.
Sludge it up pretty good.
What is up? Jay 7 over 8 is here.
Right on.
Adding into our 45,000
That was Super
People in the
Group
chat.
A that did Sweet Leaf, which would
Right.
be
You had David.
David
Drummond.
Dreamin, Scotty and
Listen
Nuno, Dave Ellefson, Fluffy Mike Borden, and Adam Wakeman.
So this preset is called VH on steroids, so it should sound good, right?
I think.
You know who else kicked ass was fucking Whitfield Crane when they did Believer.
Who's Whitfield Crane?
Ugly Kid Joe, man.
Sorry.
I may have skipped over that.
Yeah, Believer was Whitfield Crane, Scotty and Nuno, Frank Bello, the drummer from that fucking band Shit Token, and
Sweaty.
fucking Adam Wakeman. Adam Wakeman, I think, played keyboards on every fucking song.
Well, there's got to be something that's going to be coming out with the whole show, you know. So,
What did Alice in Chains do? Fairies wear boots?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good set too. Got to see Jerry doing his little talk box thing.
cool.
And Axl Rose, holy shit.
That was terrible.
You want
Skip that whole
talk
thing.
about fucking Sammy sounding bad.
Yeah, I just skipped that.
Axl Rose has sounded bad for a long time.
That's the way it sounds like. It's horrible. Johnny Blade, that was the other Metallica song Metallica covered.
Axl Rose and Vince McNeil should get together and do a duet album to see who can sing the worst.
Sweating it out to the oldies. Some aerobics.
Welcome to McDonald's, baby.
In the drive-thru now.
Shit token.
I get high, I peed.
That's right. Mastodon did Supernaut, and they did a damn good job of it too.
Yeah, if you don't get it, I'd fucking hate Sleep Token. I think they're one of the most overrated fucking bands out there right now. I don't. No
Shit
thanks.
token.
Shit Token.
Number of the Bees. Who played that?
That wasn't a thing.
No one. I mean, it wasn't. Maiden wasn't there.
Oh, Jay's just talking about his boyfriend, I guess. The Beesman.
Gizmochi pusher.
Yeah, why didn't they invite Gizmochi to the Aussie
Because
Fest?
Jay fucking pissed
She
Sharon
pissed
off.
Sharon off, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
Refuses to work with the likes of her.
yeah. She's like, screw that Jay dude.
You know, Jay's like, screw that fucking bitch.
They can kiss my fat vagina.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, tomorrow is Under the Bus 1 week post 3-year anniversary.
No, that was last week.
1 week post.
Oh, 1 week
Beginning
post.
of the first show of the new season.
Oh, gotcha.
First show of the 4th year.
Nobody cares. Are they going to have special guest Quentin James?
Right?
Who plays
They need to have
for
Quentin on.
28 bars and then stops, as opposed to 8 like everybody else.
Or you know, Saturday night when we played that '80s thing where I used the harmonizer a lot. You know, Quentin played over me the entire fucking time.
You know, I switched the screen, and he still fucking kept going. I'm like, dude,
Got to
it's
get
like
his,
everybody's playing 8.
gotta get his time
You're
in.
gonna do 28, and stop halfway through the bridge. Okay.
Well, you started that track and nobody knew who or what or why to play, so I just kicked the harmonist on and started playing. And Quentin
Yeah,
started
sounded
playing right after I did, and you can just hear him playing along with whatever I'm playing, and like every sixth note was like a minor 7th harmony on top of my minor 3rd.
Yep.
So
So the news is out.
Uh-oh.
Gizmochi was the band that was kicked off because they wanted to be paid.
Right.
Yep.
Jay just wanted to be reimbursed for their plane tickets over there. That's all.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And a decent back line.
Rob says they are releasing a compilation of when they were called Earth, rare demos, etc. from 1969. I don't know who you're talking about.
That was Black Sabbath's
Before they
name
were
before
Black
Black
Sabbath, they were
Sabbath.
Time ago.
And they were still a garage band, mate.
Right.
Jiz Mossy got paid on that Ozfest tour with pizza parties.
I think so.
The ultimate fucking employee morale boost. Pizza party!
Yeah, and as much Coors Lighter as you want.
No, we don't even get that. It's just like we had a record month at Ozfest. Everybody's having a pizza party.
Chicken strips and a beer.
Dress.
Tom says, I heard that they asked for Bonner to be included in the free hand job backstage and they wouldn't oblige.
I bet it was you two that got kicked off the bill.
Why would you two be even
Related at
invited?
all.
Anywhere
Anyway.
near that. Yeah.
Are they from Birmingham? No.
Because Bono's got to be involved in fucking everything.
According to South Park, he's the world's biggest piece of shit.
What's the difference between Bono and God? God doesn't walk around thinking he's Bono.
Oh, Lord.
Fuck that guy.
You know, it's terrible that I know Jimmy and Randy hate him. It is such a great fucking band, like from
Well, Jimmy's got no fucking
Ash
excuse.
to Baby Back, like Unforgettable Fire, Joshua Tree, all those albums are just fucking killer.
So here's the reason for that, John. Jimmy has no fucking excuse because he was there at the time when they were just a great band. I have known Bono my whole
Since he
life
was
to
a
be a
dick,
self-righteous cocksucker. So
No, I'm not going to argue that. I mean, he turned into that, but
Nobody calls him number 2.
you know, I mean, there was times when fucking Bruce Springsteen and Billy Joel weren't assholes too to the public. So
true. Yeah.
I wasn't there for that. I've always known those guys to be fucking assholes. So I'd start my own show on fucking Friday nights or Monday nights or something where I just ran about fucking rock stars I don't like and why.
Sunday at
We'll
5
do it
o'clock
on
is still
Sunday
open.
at 2 o'clock is fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sunday at 5.
How many people would watch that shit? Just watch Jimmy and I rant about fucking people.
Probably a whole lot. Yeah.
We have to have Sova on as the first guest.
Hate stream.
That would be a hit. Yep.
You know what grinds my gears?
You know what chaps my ass? Maybe
I can't
shouldn't ask
even
that.
say what the first thing is that would chap Andy's ass because we would get fired off YouTube. I can't even say that. Or the second or the third or the fourth thing.
See, Sammy says that he would watch. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, goodness. Rob says he would watch. Yeah. KXM Rock. Yeah. Yeah, you got your audience already. There we go.
Wouldn't last. I guarantee you there would
People
be.
that annoy you.
That's the name of the show. Chaps my ass.
Like I said in our chat, that's Randy in 10 years, and old Dave said, no, that's Randy right now.
I'd even call that show Music Therapy Asshole.
Yeah, exactly. With an FJB on the end of it.
Oh, my goodness.
I try to pretend that fuckface doesn't exist.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Oh, my word.
We're used to doing this with the three of us, Ryan. So you and Trev are kind of additions.
Oh, you know, fucking Jay would be all up in that shit too, because Jay loves talking shit about these guys.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe you should do this. You know, get the all-stars from all the different channels, and you, John, Jimmy, Jay, Kurt, you know, have a special Sunday show called Chaps My Ass.
This is what I don't like.
You could be the new Glenn Fricker.
Right. Pickups don't matter. Pickups chap my ass.
All amps sound the same. It's the fucking speakers.
It's all the speakers, man.
Just call it the H8 stream.
Exactly.
KXM Rock says at least once a month, like a Beesman special.
That's right.
Maybe we'll only have 6 people watching too.
The best Beesman special ever was that fucking lunatic that came on. Something for Jesus or whatever his name was. That was awesome. Yeah, I'm fucking chicks in the name of Jesus. Okay, here we go. This is going to be good.
Oh, my word.
Lose some viewers, gain some viewers.
Yeah.
Right?
And you could see Brian there. He was just smiling the whole time. He's like, this is great. People are, oh, you're so offensive. It's like, this is the whole point.
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Exactly.
If there was, there wouldn't be OnlyFans girls.
The name of the show could be The Release. No, that sounds too much like...
No, that's on xnxx.com.
I mean, 2 Girls, 1 Cup was disgusting, but y'all watched it.
What are you talking about? That was art.
Charles, 75 $10 super chat for channel support to say, why the hell not? Thank you, Charles.
The car accident show that you cannot look away from.
I appreciate it.
So you gonna go through those presets or what?
Oh, was I supposed to do that?
Yeah,
Oh, you
you're
had
supposed
talked
to do a
about
little
it.
bit.
Well, I did the first one, and then this one's called Van Halen on steroids. So there you go.
Tommy, you got a link for that, bud?
There's potential there. It needs to be tweaked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit of
You need to
EQ.
suck out some of the 100 to 200 hertz,
Yeah.
kick that back, and clean it up a little bit.
So whoever wins that, you feel free to do whatever tweaking that you want to it. But it seems to be a pretty good quality unit. There's all the effects built into it.
That's
you know,
just the guitar into the 1000 into the
it's-
Roadcaster.
yeah, that's it. Just straight in. So if anybody were looking for some type of a quick, easy way to get your guitar in,
I put that hashtag in the show, just saying. Hashtag GT1000.
let's see. El Bar J said, yeah, some decent presets. Yeah, it's tweakable. It's tweakable. Bet Tom saw Denise Richards' full frontal mass with giant belly. Disgusting.
That's what Randy wanted the link for.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, Lord.
He's doing the search right now.
The lonely fans. Sammy says, I'm thinking about getting the new Steel Panther pedal, the Platinum Pocket Pussy Melter.
Does it come in titanium?
Mm-hmm. Matt says, you know what blows my cone? No? Oh, goodness. All right, what time is it? It's 10:30. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm going to bed. You boys sticking around?
Got nothing else to do.
What?
So you going to keep going, or should I end the show?
I'm down to keep going for another 30 minutes or so.
All right. Well, see everybody. I'm out of here. Laters. What is it? Thursday night. We'll be back. Transtream Thursday.
Yep.
So we'll see you.
Good night,
You're
bro.
a butt fucking quitter.
That's right. See ya.
Later.
See ya.
Love that movie. I just watched it a few weeks ago. So good.
He was playing around with it there a little bit. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Blue Mox.
Correct. You'll have to go back and watch the replay.
Everybody's saying goodnight, Ryan, and all that shit.
Yeah.
What look? Denise Richards looks like Denise Richards' grandmother.
Oh, they all do.
Tommy, just send me a link so I can verify this.
You gotta do some fact checking.
Does it come in scratch and sniff?
It's probably on Reddit because anything you could ever want to see is on Reddit.
Typically.
Now it's time for Randy's rants. I don't know. Jimmy's got some good ones too. Jimmy's all about Sleep Token. Favorite band.
Who?
Shit Token.
Okay, that's what I thought you were talking
The best Sleep Token thing I've ever seen is in that show they were playing in that theater size venue, and fucking it gets to one of those real quiet parts, ambient parts, and some dude in the audience just rips a massive fucking fart, and it like echoes throughout the venue, and everybody in the crowd starts laughing. That's the best thing I fucking seen a Sleep Token.
What happened to you on Saturday, Trev?
I went and made those hot dogs, ate hot dogs, and passed out.
Okay.
Sammy, I had to leave all like the Van Halen Facebook groups and Reddit groups because, yeah.
So I think what I'm going to do over the next several months up to a year, taking inspiration from you, Randy, is build myself a telly.
Oh, I'm already planning the next one.
No, I've kind of got the bug from you. I'll get the Music Craft neck, or Warmouth neck with the right profile that I like, and the body, and just put her together. I get Steve, fantastic resource. He'll
Right. Just bug 40 grit.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, Andy Carson's got a build going on. He messaged me over the weekend asking about necks and stuff.
Right.
I was like, well, as a matter of fact, I got a bird's eye neck over here I'm not using. So I sent him some pictures of it last night. So Andy may take possession of that neck.
Right. No, I'm thinking like that SRV profile.
I'll let you know how it is when it's assembled.
Yeah.
Feels good unassembled.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna build an ESP Lynch kind of feel themed thing, and then I'm going to build a telly. I'm gonna build a telly that I want.
A telly-shaped object.
I was talking with Willie about telly pickups yesterday.
Lindy Freeland, brother.
No. Well, Willie.
Barzio.
Well, that's why I said I was talking to Willie, and because I was kind of telling him, I'm like, I want to do a telly that I can play high gain shit, but I can also play telly sounding stuff with.
Right.
He kind of threw some ideas out there. It's like, keep the
Woods and pickups or what?
Pickups.
Yeah. Cool.
So. Fuck yeah! Of course it's gonna have a Floyd. Floyd Roser, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Tommy's right. Denise Richard has hit the wall firmly.
How old is she? She's in her 50s now, isn't she?
Yeah, but she's got that Joker thing going on. The plastic surgery didn't work out well.
Yeah, and the Meg Ryan Joker face.
Yeah, well, it didn't work out for about 95% of them that decided to have that done.
Yeah, I know she took her implants out too.
Ironically, it worked out for Sharon Osbourne.
Well, that's
Because
because
you
Sharon
take a look
Osbourne.
at what she looked like before, which was a fucking
Well,
train
now
wreck.
she's got Ozempic face.
Right.
Oh, I
so
haven't
does
seen
so
her
does, so
recently.
does Kelly. They both have the Ozempic face.
Which is
You
what?
got those blowed out heroin cheekbones and face is all sucked in and nose is sharp like a knife. Eyes are kind of sunk in. But
Same way
their
that,
face is pumped full of so much like injected molded plastic.
Well, they probably have all that bullshit in there, right?
So
Tox and silicon. Same. I mean, Jessica Simpson looks like an Osborne now.
Can Jimmy do that? Look at that thing. He's a beaut, Jimmy.
Carved front, carved back, wood covers.
What's it made of?
It's 2 maple caps, front
Maple
and back
on
over
maple?
mahogany.
Over mahogany. The neck is what?
It's a 5-piece walnut maple
Huh.
with that sweet ass heel.
That's beautiful, Jimmy. And obviously you like the sound and what it's given you.
Yep. Well, I mean, I like single cut style guitars. I
Yeah.
just, I can't deal with the brick. That's the Gibson
At the
neck
end.
heel.
Yeah.
Because we're all doing this all the time. You can get right down in there.
So ebony board. What size frets you got
No,
on it?
it's is this one? No, this is just super dark rosewood
Right.
and medium jumbo.
Right. So like 6105s or
No, they're like wider, but a little bit shorter.
right? Okay.
But they're nice.
Radius 16.
12. It's a 12 inch.
Do you want to rip a tune or no?
Nah. They've all heard this guitar before.
Looks great, buddy.
So it's got, of course, it's a Tone Zone Air Norton.
Mm-hmm.
Little coil split switches that come with the guitar. mean,
I
it's-
will say, I tried that and it wasn't for me, but it does a thing, man. It really does a thing. Yeah, it looks good.
That's everybody's like, the modernize the Les Paul. And it's like, well, the Raya Pro 2 did it back in 1977 with this guitar.
Yep. No, it's beauty.
But yeah, she's definitely a keeper. I mean, they make new versions now.
Right.
I don't know anything. I mean, they're not built quite the same. They don't have the 5-piece neck.
Right.
They don't have the carved back with the maple top or maple back with a carved back on it, or the wood control covers.
Well, she's
But
beautiful.
basically, it's all the same. It's just the carved top with the recessed controls, the 2 switches.
That doesn't fuck you up, the recessed controls? No?
Nope, they're not. I mean, they're not too deep. Maybe, I'd say maybe a strong 1/8 of an inch
Right.
down into the body.
Right.
Plus, the knobs are, they're speed knobs with kind of like little slots in there to
Right,
grab it
right.
instead of the rubber grip. So, but
That looks
I
like
don't
a
know.
solid
I picked this
piece,
beauty
Jimmy.
up in Idaho, in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, for $900.
Fuck.
And this thing is, I mean, this is what was one of their top of the line guitars back in the day.
That's a poly coat on it, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
but it's not the sticky shit. I mean, I haven't taken anything to the back of this neck, and it's always nice and smooth and doesn't get sticky or anything. But this version is they made them they started making them in '77,
Right.
and this version is a 1983. The original came with the Maxon 75M pickups, which is a Alnico 5, kind of like in the, I don't know, probably like maybe slightly hot PAF, kind of like 290 to 300 millivolt range.
What's that in K? Sorry.
They would probably be like 10, 11K.
Yeah. So right in that. Yep.
Yeah. Well, apparently they're still pretty
think so,
popular
Tommy.
pickups.
Yeah.
So I changed some stuff. I put black pickup rings and then changed the pickups.
The covers.
I had what did it have? It had the Maxon 75 in the bridge,
Yeah.
and it had a Gibson 57 Classic in the neck that sounded like ass, with cream, or I shouldn't say cream. They were very aged, but they were,
Right.
but they had broke. They were all snapped off on the screw
Right.
holes. I couldn't get them to stay together. I tried gluing them back together, but CA was basically just melting the the plastic. So I was like, okay, well, just getting some black ones on there. So
So you got a 0 fret and a roller nut?
nope, it's a bone nut.
Oh, okay. What's the black shit behind it?
That's just a piece of foam.
Oh, okay. To
to
kill
keep,
the.
you know,
Yeah.
but
Looks good, man.
you can still, you can still find them. Probably the next one down, the PER 80, has the same features. Just without, basically the only difference is it doesn't have the wood covers.
Wood covers.
But it still has the carved top and back, and the same neck heel.
Like artisan level, eh? Very nice.
These old Araya Pro 2s, that red one, that neck through one, that thing's freaking awesome.
Korean or Japanese?
No, that's all Japanese.
Did they do like a 335 kind of deal?
They
or no?
did. They did everything.
Right.
Everything.
I know my dad
copies
had,
all the Fender stuff, all the Gibson stuff, all the BC Rich stuff. Jackson stuff. You name it. They had their own models of it. And it was, not just Araya Pro 2. You had, there was a number of companies. You had Electra, you had Vantage.
I've had a Vantage or two in my life. They weren't that great.
Well, it depends on. They had their low end stuff, and then they had the really, really good stuff.
Pretty sure I had the low end stuff. I'm just trying to remember if the 335 my dad had was one of those Araya Pro 2s. I think it was. Just killer, man.
Yeah.
Yep. Semi-hollow, and everything was great.
I have my black Dia, which is that Les Paul, that black Les Paul looking thing. It's,
Yep.
looks like a studio light because it's got a thinner body, but it still weighs 10.5 pounds. Because it's just, it's the most densest, hardest piece of, it's got a maple body, and it's just the most densest, hardest piece of maple I've ever seen in my life. It is so hard and heavy, and plus, it has a mahogany neck.
I think what
too, and
Tommy
that
was
thing's
saying
killer.
earlier is those older woods, they're different than what they're using these days.
Well, it was all old. Back then it was all just, super old growth wood.
Yeah.
What year did you say that was?
This is an
83.
83.
Were you around in 83?
Me?
Yeah.
No. Nope.
I was 14.
Wasn't even swimming in
year.
the sack yet.
I was 11. Jimmy was what? 26? 83?
No, I was 10.
Cool.
I was not alive.
You gotta
So there's
be
that.
Thinking about it at that time.
Some Dave dude, they made a line of single cut stuff. The PE Deluxe was a square heel. Guitar didn't have the carved back. Didn't have the wood covers. There's all kind. There's a bunch of them. They even made models that had the. I've seen a few of them where it's got the Kaler bridge on it, the whammy bridge.
Yeah.
They were making that. Way back in the early '80s.
What do you tune that one to, Jim?
This one's just an E standard.
Right.
And I do drop D with it.
Right. Nines?
What's that?
Nines?
46 to 9.
Yeah.
They put the Graph Tech ratio locking tuners on it.
Yeah. That's going to give you a huge return there.
Yep. Yeah, they just stand. They keep the original tuners just,
In case you ever sell it or whatever.
Well, this is one of those guitars that will not ever go away because,
Right.
And this is one of those finds that's like, okay, I managed to score one that was in, really good condition, and so it's like, yep, and it ended up being, just a killer playing guitar.
Yeah.
It was like, so it, between. It fits the bill with the, with the single cut.
She's a
Well,
keeper.
those neck throughs too, it's like you either got a good one or you don't. There's nothing you can really do, right?
Well, I generally, a lot of times I generally, stay away from set neck or neck throughs unless I know that, the guitar's
Stable.
going to be viable.
Yeah.
Nice and straight, because what are you going to do?
Exactly.
It's a shit ton of work to either fix a warp or twist in a neck through.
Yeah.
It's not fun, and it's not the kind of thing that I want to be doing.
No. It'll never be. Once it goes off, it's like, yeah.
But yeah, don't discount all them old Japanese brands.
No, anything from Japan, from the 80s on, is just killer.
And there's all kind. And it's just there's just so much stuff. Like you want old vintage, Strat type thing. Look at Greco.
Yeah.
Tokai.
Well, I've been looking at that stuff for a telly, right? Like all the older Japanese stuff. But again, right, it's like coated in fucking gobs of lacquer or whatever it is. So
All that shit was back then.
yeah, so that's where I think, the inspiration from you is to get a neck to the spec that I know I'm going to like. And then a body, do you get them to finish it or do you get Steve to finish it, right? I don't know.
I had a lot of fun doing mine myself.
Yeah, I could put the stain and shit on, but to do the nitro and stuff, I don't have a facility or anything like that for that.
Too much dog hair at John's house to try and pull that off.
Exactly.
Just hang some fucking plastic up back there on that patio and
It'd still be covered in mystery hair.
Yeah, she's everywhere.
There's little tumbleweeds that blow around out there on that patio.
Doesn't matter how much you clean
mystery hair.
Go in
Labs.
the garage and you build a little tent out of
Yeah,
squeen. You cut a hole and put a box fan with a piece of
Neg Garrett type thing.
with a hammock style furnace filter in the front of it.
Yeah. I have neg air units and stuff I could take from work. No problem. Could be fun. That's all I have to say about that. You guys got anything else to talk about or what?
I guess I was just lucky to be privileged enough to have a small paint booth at work.
Well, you take advantage, right? You know what? Actually, speaking of work, does powder coat have anything to do with any of this? No, that's electrostatic. So, my mechanic at work, he's got calls it a Jew Burner 2000.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Good night.
That's what he
everybody.
calls it, for Christ's sakes. Yeah, got the oven and everything, right? But no, that wouldn't work. But I get it.
You mean like a body?
Yeah, for powder
you're-
coating, right?
Yeah, you're talking like 425 degrees. That would-
Yeah. So he'll airless he'll air pot spray it with the electrical charge. So, but that won't work with this. Where'd Randy go?
Just,
He's laughing.
just sand the body down to 180 and just, go on eBay and you can find, pick a color. You can find aniline, alcohol-based dyes.
Yeah.
And you can,
You know who's got a lot of
just,
that
you can
finishing stuff?
dye the body and then just use a real thin, do like you can get,
Do
nitro
like
in
an
a can.
oxplud or something like that.
Yeah.
Make it cool.
Yeah. They have a lot of selection on the solo music website, John. That way it ships from in Canada, so it's not so bad.
Yeah, I got it. Whoa. You guys didn't like that, did you?
You're digging the oxblood craze there, John.
Yeah, I'm kind of on that a little bit. Because you can't do, I can't take a body and do a burst or anything like that with it.
Well, it's really not that difficult. You start with like your red, your oxblood. You can. I'm assuming you could probably just order the color, and then you just do the whole thing down.
Yeah.
And then go back with.
Just kind of go around the edges.
And just go around the edges and wipe it off. I cheat and I use gel stains.
Right.
Just do one of those
do the
vinyl
black.
wraps.
Yeah.
Or I could just do Stu Mac or something has like shell pink or something like that, right?
That's exactly where I got my nitro from, was Stu Mac.
That didn't work for you.
What do you mean it didn't work for me? It fucking worked great.
Yeah, it worked too
Oh,
good.
so-
You can't get the shit to crack.
That's what I mean.
Well,
Although I wouldn't do that. I would do like a case queen or, NOS.
there's no problem with the paint I used.
Just didn't let it cure enough? Or what?
No, the biggest problem is that as I used a fucking ash body that needed a fucking shit ton more grain filler put in it.
Oh, okay.
So at every coat of that nitro I would do, because nitro's thin,
Right.
every coat of nitro that I would do would just soak into the fucking wood. The wood just ate it up.
Right.
Here you go, John.
What's this, buddy?
This is the solo that they've got available for their different nitrocellulose aerosol can.
See you, Sammy.
Later, Sammy.
I think I would do probably a shell pink.
Midnight wine. You got
But it
gold
doesn't
top,
come with a nut from Stu Mac, Dave.
silver.
Oh, so they have
orchard.
just the whole thing. Yeah, the kits and everything.
Solo, I think that's where I got my fret press from.
Yeah.
I'd probably just order from Stu Mac. I've ordered a couple of things from them, and they've been outstanding. Oh, what's that right there? That one there on the...
Here.
Yeah.
Polaris white.
No, the one above. Orange? What is that?
This Pacific peach.
No. You shell pink. So I think I'd probably spray it white first. Then do the overcoat.
That's cool. You can get the touch-up pens too. Anyway.
Cool.
Yeah, as for the checking the body, I mean, 40 told me a lot of times you have to do it in cycles.
Right.
Multiple cycles, 2 or 3 times. I only fucking left it in there overnight. So,
Right.
and then I just got too anxious about it. I was like, fuck it, I gotta get this thing together. I do need to order some of that Monte Presso relic wax to darken the wood
Mint
that's showing
fudge.
through. I didn't realize that F-U-Tone sold that stuff till I went looking for it.
How much is it?
That's like $15 for a can.
Oh, okay.
Just rub it
Lasts
in.
forever now.
Rub it in.
Yeah, it
You
does.
rub it in, and the longer you let it sit there, the darker it gets.
And it takes a little more than you think.
Yeah, they tell you to fucking just like gob that shit on.
Yeah, yeah. And you think, oh, it's going to dry. No, no. Probably 4 or 5 applications to get it from like a standard maple to something that looks good.
Well, I'm not putting it on the maple. I'm putting it on the ash that's exposed. And if you gob it on there, they say you don't have to do multiple applications. That if you can leave it on there for 2 fucking weeks before you wipe it off and basically turn the shit almost black.
I never lasted more than 24 hours. So.
I wouldn't even leave it on that long for what I'm doing.
Right.
I'd probably leave it on there for an hour and then wipe it off.
Sonic blue. Yeah.
It's a great color.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
Especially Sonic Blue with a mint green guard.
Always had a thing for a shell pink, though.
I hate shell pink.
You hate anything that I do, so it doesn't really matter.
That is one of those vintage Fender colors that I cannot stand.
Yeah.
Aztec gold, or what's the other old? Not Pharaoh's gold, the fucking other old gold color that they did. I really like it too.
Not a big gold guy.
Shoreline gold.
Yeah, yeah. It looks good. It really does. Just not my thing.
The shoreline gold over black.
So yeah, I think I would do probably shell pink with the vintage white pickguard, dark rosewood neck.
Slab board.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. But it's about that headstock, getting in the right color on that, right?
Well, I mean, so if you say you used Music Craft for the neck, they have the tinted oil
Right.
to make it to make the maple that fucking kind of amberish yellow color
Right.
of the old Fenders. Which is
Yeah,
why
I think,
I didn't go with it.
No, but I mean, you're not.
I
building
would.
a-
Aged oil. Or
Yeah,
teak.
mine.
Actually, teak oil does that. Is very, very similar to that. Aged,
Well,
the aged oil.
My neck is finished in aged oil, and all it did was darken the maple a little bit and really made the figuring just fucking pop out.
Yeah.
The
You
tinted
went for
oil,
Yeah.
the tinted oil is what Musicraft uses for that yellowish color.
Let's put a gold tint in it.
Yeah, I think I might have to go for a Music Craft neck because they don't offer those kind of things with Warmouth. It's like no finish,
Look
nitro
at-
finish, poly finish.
Yeah, Musicraft does. They've got, you can get it unfinished, but I don't think they'll warranty it if you order it unfinished.
That's correct.
Aged oil, tinted oil, or you can have it nitroed or polyed. And you could have them, rosewood. Obviously, you wouldn't have them lacquer the board.
No fuck.
So, and you've got that option too.
Yeah.
I did find your shell pink, John.
I'll tell you, that fucking neck
There it is.
with that aged oil finish is fucking smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth.
And I think what
What are you looking for?
I
Yep,
think
that's it, buddy.
I
Now,
think
this is a
what,
kit, right? It comes with sanding sealer, can of nitrocellulose lacquer, 3 cans of clear, can of grain filler, all the wet sandpapers up to 2,000.
Yeah, see, I made
polishing
my own
compounds.
kit.
Yeah.
I made my own kit without the sealer or the grain filler because that body had been grain filled like 3 fucking times. Apparently, it needed it 3 more.
So if I get a body from Warmouth, it comes pretty much paint ready.
You have to select it as the option as paint ready
Yeah,
under
yeah.
finishing. You can have them fucking paint it.
No, well then it just gets astronomical in the cost, right?
No,
And I don't
it's
think
like
they
an
do.
extra. It's like an extra $150.
I don't think they do nitro over there.
Probably not. I don't
It's
remember.
Is it Washington or Oregon? Washington.
Washington.
Yeah, so no. It's like California, basically.
Well, modern nitro is not the same as the old shit anyway.
Yeah. But I think what I would like though is to build it up. I mean, you like the relic stuff, but I think I would like to build it up as a, I bought a brand new shell pink 1956 and it was in the case the whole time.
56 is gonna have a maple board
Whatever.
and a V-neck.
I don't care. But you know what I mean, right? An old girl, the right neck. So I guess you would spray sand, spray sand, spray sand, spray.
See, fucking Joe knows. Joe speaks my language here. Roasted maple with some perloid inlays, or mother of pearl. I did
I'm
not.
going like dark.
Mine's not roasted, but
Yeah, I'm like dark with clay. Like dark rose.
yeah, there's something about those old rosewood necks with the fucking aged clay inlays. It's
Yeah.
the shit.
That's kind of my thing. And it just contrasts that pink, right? Because that pink is pretty fucking loud.
Yeah,
If
it's
you
almost
settle
like
it down with the rosewood, a dark rosewood, and the mint or the parchment, guard.
yeah. Would actually be mint green, but thoughts on EVH Stripe Series Eruption 78. I might buy one, but I kind of need another Pacifica with better single coils. I think that the Eruption 78s are overpriced. No
It's a better
Floyd,
option.
no Floyd brass nut. I mean, you can fucking keep it in tune. I'm just, unless I'm going for like vintage Strat, it's going to be a fucking Floyd.
What is this about Steve? Are you talking about Steve Brand? What's in the chat here?
Yeah, it's Ken, probably.
What's this here? Yeah, got that. Yeah.
That's what I just answered. My opinion.
What are you talking about, Ken?
As far as getting your body painted, I think.
Well,
Get
I mean,
the
there's a
guitar
little
built.
bit like I kind of got the. It was cool to see Randy go through the behind the scenes stuff, right? And what he
Have a
did,
hobby?
and the work he put into it, and because I mean, really, I mean, if you build one of these guitars, they're worthless. They really are.
Yeah, but
They're
it
not
fits
worth it.
comfy. Like,
They're not worth anything. So if that's the case, then you know what? I might as well. I mean, the big thing to me is the neck
Right.
and the radius, the profile.
Musicraft.com. Musikraft.com.
They got some great stuff on there. So if I'm going to do it, then maybe I want to be as involved as I can without fucking up the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
When it comes to fit and finish, I don't want to be involved in that because I'll fuck that up.
Well, Rico, the Stripe Series white and black with the Floyd's not the same guitar. It's not a 78 Eruption. It's just the black and white Stripe Series. High gloss finish and all that stuff. The 78 Eruptions, I think it's a flat finish, semi-gloss, something like that, and it's relicked and all that stuff. Bone nut. No, they got a brass nut. Because the original had a brass nut.
Yeah.
Yeah, just take the C out of that, Joe. What's Dave saying? Wildest Dreams Custom Shop Fender will be $2,224 a relic and $2,500 a guitar. If you got it, I do know that I can take my most expensive guitar in hand drunk and not worry due to it being light relicked.
Yeah.
And there's the thing, and this is one thing that I fucking was really bugging 40 about for tips and tricks is you see all these people like that sell these parts guitars on eBay and Reverb that they've relicked themselves and they look like shit.
Right.
And luckily enough, you know, you've got a buddy like 40 Grit that did it for Sir.
Yeah.
And then you're in,
man.
you know, and I'm in all these Van Halen guitar builder groups with these guys that can sit there and just accurately replicate Eddie's beat to shit guitars.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it's a pretty tight group, but they'll share their secrets on how they do stuff and whatnot. And, you know, I did a decent amount of relicking work to this guitar, and it's a fucking lot of time with a razor blade. Let me tell you, it's a lot of time with a razor blade and a light touch with the razor blade.
Right.
And then once you get your kind of your pattern out with a razor blade, man, you gotta like tilt the blade and scrape a little bit, and then hit it with like some 600 or 1,000 grit on the edges to make it really look like it was worn that way, instead of just you took a fucking razor blade and chiseled it out, and then doing like sections where it actually looks like a paint chip and like something hit it instead of a wear mark. That's a whole nother ball game. You know, I found what worked for that. I've got a set of Snap-on mini screwdrivers, and I would take
them way too far down the rabbit trail for me.
Yeah, and you know, and I would take it and, you know, get it at an angle and just dig in and kind of roll it, and then take the razor blade and dig the paint out, and then it leaves kind of harsh edges that actually look like something smacked it and knocked a chunk of the paint out there. I mean, it's nuts. It's really fun. But if you're going to relic a guitar, you need to have photos or something of one particular one. And I'm not saying to copy the relic, you know, try to copy it fucking scratch for scratch, but to kind of give you a template of an idea of what to do, or because if you kind of just try to wing it, it's just you're gonna fuck it up.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, you know, you're talking about the. I'm not a relic guy, right? So, but I mean, you take a look at the custom shop Fender stuff. It's fucking incredible. It really is, right? What they've done with it.
Yeah.
But I'm a NOS man. I just want the breathable wood and the nitro finish and.
Scotty, I thought about ordering some, but I haven't. Yeah, Rico, there's two different. You've got the standard black and white Stripe series. That's just a high gloss white and black stripe with the black pickguard, a Floyd single hum. with a regular quarter sawn maple neck, and then there's the 78 Eruption that is more true to how the guitar was when it was black and white in 78.
Doesn't that have a Fender style bridge on it or something?
It's got the 6-screw 60. I think they used the Fender 61. It's 61 or 63 6-screw trim you can buy from the Fender part store, and it's got the CBS headstock and all that stuff, and it's got a brass nut. That guitar never had a bone nut. It was always a brass nut.
You got it, brother. There you go. You can't, I mean, to me, I've got, what, 40 odd years of playing? You can't replace that. But practice and lessons, man.
Yep. And then if you want to get super particular about it, there was the custom shop versions of it as well that was like heavy relic like the original, a medium relic, and then just a normal one. But yeah, there's different models of the 78 Eruption.
Yeah, you and I are singing the same song, Joe. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I didn't go, like, in my opinion, I didn't go super fucking overboard with my relicing.
No.
You know, if I want something that's overboard, I've got the Henrik Charvel, which is what it is. I mean, it was Henrik's nod, his tribute kind of to Ed, just fucking spray painting a guitar in the garage shittily, and it, you know, putting it together before the paint's hardened and immediately going out and playing gigs with it and beating the shit out of it. You know, if you look at the 140 grit just got, his has been redone by MJT, and
that looks good.
His has got way more paint on it than mine does. So, but yeah, if I wanted something that was like super overboard relic, I've already got that. I didn't want to go to that extreme with it. I wanted more paint on the guitar than wood showing through.
Yeah.
So I actually found, I think it was a Music Zoo exclusive, one of their runs that they do with the Fender Custom Shop called the ZF Strats. I found one that they had done in Sonic Blue with a maple board, mint green guard, but it Floyd, all that stuff. And I used it for my inspiration template for how I was going to relic it, because it would qualify as what the Fender Custom Shop classifies as a heavy relic, but it's really not that heavy, because like most of the stuff you see is what the Custom Shop labels as ultra heavy relic, where you've got the 3 different paint colors over each other, and just it looks unbelievable. You know, not everybody's fucking guitar wore like Rory Gallagher Strat.
Yeah.
So
Just picked up my 99 Axis, played so many gigs with this thing. Very few dings. Finally had to refret a few years ago. And I'm meh on it now. Try to get back into the mix.
those necks necks are too fucking small, man.
Well, you know what though? It's I forget who. I think Mike was actually talking about this. Is, you know, between your favorite guitars, it's like right now, it's the Thorn for me. I can't. That's the first guitar I pick up. Although, if you asked me, I prefer my Surf Green one. But this one here is just doing what I want to do, and it's, you know, it'll come back in eventually.
Right. Maxi Raider wants to know, where did you guys learn to play guitar? So that's what Rico was responding to him about.
Yeah. Yeah.
I consider myself primarily self-taught. I did take lessons for about 2.5 years from like ages 11 to 13. And I had a really great teacher he was a Jeff Beck guy. And as I got into my teenage years, the shit I wanted to learn, he couldn't teach me because it wasn't in his wheelhouse. So he kind of got me moving around the fretboard, and then when we started kind of getting into theory and shit like that, I was out. But I pretty much learned shit by ear, because I'd always tabs were the new thing on the block. You know, the internet was in its infancy. You're on your 56K dial up trying to download a tab, and it's wrong. And back then, all those tab books were always wrong. And it's the same thing. Somebody listening to it by ear, trying to, notate it out or whatever, transcribe it. But yeah, dude. I mean, I've pretty much learned for the most part by ear and just figuring shit out. I've got a pretty good ear for figuring things out. So, and then, back then I played all the fucking time, 4, 6, 7 hours a day. Maybe in weekends, 8, 9, 10 hours. So, and then you start playing with other people, and I know a lot of people won't play with people that are, in their mind are better than them. And I personally think that's one of the worst fucking things you can do, is to not play with people that are better than you. Yep. Because you're going to learn something from them. We talked about this months ago. Somebody made the comment, like, if Andy Wood would come on here, nobody would play because Andy Wood would be like, I don't give a fuck. I'll play with Andy Wood. Is he 8 fucking billion times the guitar player I am? Absolutely, but I'm going to learn something from him. Mm-hmm. I'm going to find something in his plethora of amazing licks to steal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, get your little circle of guitar playing buddies and, hang with the ones that are better than you and kind of try to pick up what they're doing or pieces of it or something. And that goes for people that are good. Play with people that are fucking worse than you. They may be onto something cool that you were like, the light bulb goes off. I mean, playing with other people to me is a big part of it. Just don't be afraid to do it. I mean, we've all been there, 12 years old. Fuck, I don't want to play in front of this guy. He's way better than I am. Hell, I made a kid get up and fucking walk off at the Guitar Center in Chattanooga. I mean, he sat down and he was playing Metallica riffs and decided to bust into the Master of Puppets solo. And he got like the first 8 bars in it and stopped. And I just kind of finished it, what I could remember of it. And he literally fucking stood up, unplugged the guitar, and went and hung it back on the wall and walked off. Now, and I wasn't trying to do it to embarrass him. I was trying to get him to engage.
Yeah. And feeding him his lines from the side of the stage.
Because if it would have been me, that kid, kid was probably 15, 16 years old. If it had been me at that age, I'd have been like, how the fuck did you do that? Can you show me that?
Right.
But, everybody's different. Charvel didn't exist when Jimi Hendrix was alive.
Nope.
I played one of those Silver Skies last month for the very first time I've ever played one. Those things got a pretty big, chunky fucking neck on them. And actually, the one as much as I don't like them, the fucking thing actually played really good. Yeah, see, Joe, I mean, I've said it a bunch of times. I had a 94 EVH and I sold it because to me, those necks feel like broom handles. I like a good wide neck. Joe says they got an old National, needs a refret that has 0 fret and want jumbo frets on it. Never be the worst guitar player and the worst player in the band. Well, I mean, if you are the worst, then it gives you something that you can either do something about it or you can fucking quit. I would play with any player of any caliber anytime just to learn like Randy is a sag. What the fuck? Oh, say. I'm like, what kind of Canadian British slang is that?
You sag.
Dave says he's Jimmy's grasshopper on Sunday.
Here we go. I can get some of my spirit back.
Yeah, exactly, Joe. Never be the best player in the band. You can always learn from anybody. And guitar players can learn from bassists, drummers, keyboardists, whatever. You know? What's up, Scotty? Figuring out songs and playing. Yeah, exactly. That is a big part of it. I don't think anybody here is better than anybody. I think we all do our own fucking thing.
Yeah, we do though, right? I mean, technically speaking, you're the best out of the lot on us. I mean, that's just a fact. That's all there is to it. But you inspire me, right? I mean, I don't like 90% of what you play because that's your style, right? But you
like the shit that I play when I'm stealing licks from you and turning it into my own thing.
Exactly, right? And that's the thing, though. I've always tried to, even when I was in bands, I always try to find players that are better than me that would take me in so I can learn stuff from them. That's the whole point. I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm 53 years old and I'm still learning. I'm learning from how old are you? 38, 39?
38.
You know?
We're all learning.
Well, that's the whole thing, right? And it's not a competition, man, at all. It's like, Quentin always said, well, don't put me next to Randy. It's like, put me fucking behind Randy because I'm going to take some inspiration from what he just played.
Quentin does a lot of focusing on my right hand instead of my left. And, I mean, to be honest, he's not wrong. My right hand is my strong suit.
Yeah.
But, I attribute that to growing up learning fucking Hetfield rhythms and shit like that.
But I mean, even with Jimmy, right? I mean, Jimmy will come out sometimes and it's just, where the fuck did that come from? It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. It's not about, I mean, there's a certain level where you suck, right? That's all there is to it. But you get to a certain level where you're an accomplished player, call it intermediate or intermediate advanced player.
Sure.
I mean, and then it's all about getting in the game and arcing off people. I mean, I love playing with Steve Brandt. I mean, that guy could wipe all of us.
Oh, yeah.
Technically, like he holds back so much. I mean, I've heard so much of his original stuff that he's done. And it's like, my God, like I can't even comprehend where that's coming. Oh, that's easy, man. It's just, fuck off.
I bug Steve when I'm trying to get off plateaus. Like, hey, man, how the fuck do you put shit like this together? Or what is this called so I can learn whatever mode this is or whatever.
Yeah. And I've had him, 25 years. And he's, people can run but Steve is so generous,
Yeah.
Like if you do a solo before him, he's not going to come in behind you after you and just do it 10 times better. He's going to play something that complements what you do. And, he's a very mature player as far as that goes.
Right.
But I mean, put Steve with Rob, I can't remember his name, that's been on his channel a couple of times.
That dude's fucking awesome too.
And that's the guy, to me, I like his playing a lot more than I like Steve's. And Steve's a fantastic player, But I mean, Rob is kind of where I want to go with the modal stuff and the arpeggios and all of that sort of thing. And, Steve taught that kid.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's not a competition, man. It's all about sharing.
Right.
And any musician that will try and outdo you, they're not in the game. They're not players at all.
And like CMBR said, poor kid, and I agree. I mean, my intentions were not to like show him up and be like, "Fuck off, kid. This is how you fucking play this." But like Scott says, you know, kids aren't like that nowadays. They fucking like kids nowadays, dude. They can't have a conversation with another human being face to face. They just fucking panic and leave.
You
But
know, and
the whole, like he's saying, competing with the Instagram shirt and stuff, and half those fuckers fake it.
well, you know, the funny thing is, you know, once I started having kids, so, you know, 2004 or 5, something like that, I hung it up because I just couldn't play as much or as at the level that I wanted to. And then 10 years later, you know, I wanted to get back into it. So I go into a room and there's all these kids that are just fantastic players, right? I don't give a fuck. I mean, I'm sitting there and I'm playing. I'm like, how are you doing that, dude? And I guess it's an old school mentality, maybe, or something like that, where there's always somebody better, right?
Yeah,
There's always somebody
that goes for anything.
Anything, right? It's a landscape. It's a
It should be a group effort. You know, even listening to Steve Vai talk about Satriani and his regard for Joe and being so much the king of this and better than that and all this other stuff. And it's like, dude, you're no slouch yourself. But,
no.
You know, they're not in it as a competition. And this tour goes to show that. And then they bring Pete on board. It's like,
right.
And that's what I like so much about this group that we have. I mean, Ryan does his thing, Jimmy does his thing, you do yours, and I do mine, and Al, when he shows up, he does his thing.
Yeah.
But it's all different, and we complement each other. And
that's what Joe's saying here. We all clearly have our own voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I put a fuck ton of hours into guitar from the ages of like 11 to about 22, 23. And then fell out with it and got back in it and fell out with it and got back in it. And I don't hardly put any fucking time into it now. I mean,
and where you put it into the physical thing, I put it into the theoretical thing, right? And that's why maybe I come up with different voicings and stuff, right? Or I'm leaning towards the way I'm leaning. I hear things differently, right?
You know what? I fucking hate metronomes and I hate practicing too. So I have never sat and practiced to a fucking metronome ever.
I have.
Ever.
Lots.
But a lot of my practice time was sitting there or standing there or whatever, playing along to fucking CDs.
Yeah, if you're playing along with the track, I mean, that is your...
You know. And then
that's my downfall. I never wanted to learn 5150 note for note. I never wanted to learn any of the... That's his thing. That's what he's doing, right? So, you know, the cool little... Okay, I'll learn that. But to play it note for note, never. Ever for me.
I have no idea. And now this guy's talking about Trev's legs.
Very nice.
Got really muggy out after the rain here.
Yeah, it was muggy.
It's probably still 80 degrees and muggy outside right now at 11:30. Yeah, it's actually currently 79 degrees with 79% humidity.
Yeah, we got 89%, but we're only 69 degrees.
But yeah, I put a shitload of time in as a kid on this. Darren said, if you could do that day over, what would you do different? Which day? All those childhood days?
Or the day that he made the kid cry at the Guitar Center.
Yeah, or the day I didn't make him cry. He just fucking
that you know of.
hung his shit up and walked
Probably
off.
waited till he got out of there.
He went to go in the acoustic room and play Wonderwall. I don't know. I don't know what he did, but I could tell he fucking like. I could tell I made him feel bad, which was not my intentions. But he just like got the fuck up and split. Before I was like,
You
hey,
didn't chase him down and fucking correct that. No.
I said, boy.
Fuck
no,
him. Yeah.
no. I mean, no. I mean, it's not even that. It's just fucking how kids are. It's exactly like Scotty said. It's how kids are today. You can't fucking talk to them without them having a panic attack.
Right.
So if I would have fucking followed him and tried to give the old participation trophy speech,
Yeah.
Help.
they normally like, oh, get the fuck away from me. Stranger danger. Stranger danger.
Yep.
I mean, that's how they
Can't
are.
win
Do it.
for
You can
trying.
do it on kick.
You got Snapchat, bruh?
You stand on the other side of the aisle and we'll Snapchat.
Yeah, see, I always had the bad habit of learning shit at speed. So if I'm trying to learn something and I try and slow it down and learn it, I get so fucking frustrated with playing it slow 800 times that I just give up on it. It's like I will fuck with it and fuck with it and fuck with it until I have learned it at speed.
And you know what the funny thing is about me? Is I've always loved the odd meter stuff. So like the 6/8, the 7/8, all that stuff. And I can adapt to that very quickly because I worked on that as a kid. Like that A tune that we play, right? That A atmospheric or whatever it is, right? I can nail those oddball changes even though it's in 4/4 because it's normal to me, right?
That's my purse. I don't know you.
Yeah.
Kicking the nuts. Yeah, it ain't no white van, bro. I was in a purple Corvette.
That's a bold color, purple.
It's really cool looking car when you see it in person.
Yeah, it looks great on even the pictures or video.
But yeah, if I could go back to when I was learning to play, I would have. Well, fuck, I don't know. I mean, Quentin always fucking bitches that I don't use my pinky enough, which I don't give a fuck. I get around just fine without it. But there's certain shit that I would like to play that really requires the use of it. And it's just one of those things now. It's like Steve says, it's harder to teach adults that have been playing than it is to teach young kids because I've got fucking 28 years of bad habits that I'm not going to break. Or if I do break them, it's going to take forever and a day. So.
Well, you know what the thing is, as far as technique goes, you can always learn that as long as you physically can. I mean, I'm fighting some serious arthritis, so I'll never be able to play as fast as Randy,
Physical
ever.
limitations.
Never could, right? So it's not my thing anyway, so that works out okay. So you work on those types of things, to get it to where, I mean, ultimately where I want to be is where I can play whatever I'm feeling in my head. Right? And when I get limited by what I know on the fretboard, the maps that I know on the fretboard, then it's like, okay, I got to work on something. I got to figure out some new arpeggios. Like I need to figure out some new chord voicings. I need to know what's going on behind the music. So I know that's going to hit an F major, so I can do an F major arpeggio there, even though it's in an A minor progression, right? Those kind of things. And that's wisdom, and that's playing lots, and has nothing to do with technique or, metronome work or anything like that.
Dude, fuck buying Bitcoin. Papa John's used to have those things on like the coupon things on the pizzas. And they'd be like, if you fucking fill this out, we'll give you 15 free Bitcoins. That was in like 2006. I would have filled every fucking one of those things out and got my free Bitcoins back then if I knew what I knew now. I'd be a rich son of a bitch. But I didn't.
Thanks, Randy, you cunt.
Well, you should thank Mark because he brought it up.
Yeah, but he also, Blue Mox brought this up. John DeShane, thus you mentioned 7/8 thing. I'm working on it, sounds killer, but it's... And that's the thing, right? I mean, that's kind of what I was riffing on a little bit, was about straight technique and stuff you can work on. You can get in a metronome and you can and work on your scales and all that stuff. But the 7/8, the oddball time things, it's a developed skill that kind of you work on based on what you're playing, and it becomes second nature, right? When you start thinking about, oh, fuck me, there's a 3/4 change coming up here, then you're done. You're out, right?
Yep.
You're going to lose it. But if you can feel it, and you've already got, you're working on your lines, your melody. And again, it's different, right? Because Randy's more of a guy that'll I'll play 3 notes and he'll play 64. And it'll be fucking just as awesome, but different, right? Where I'm doing these 3 notes because I know a 3/4 time is coming up here, and I'm going to do a little triad thing, or, something like that, a chordal thing. I guess it's just, how you approach things and how you hear things.
Yeah.
And I find the older I get, because, it works with my limitation, right? Slowing down and stuff. It's like I'd much rather do melody-based and think of those things in my head and have enough technical knowledge behind me where I can execute what pops into my head as it happens. If that makes sense.
I'll tell you, my first real experience learning a tune that had multiple fucking time signature changes and some are odd was, being a teenager and learning Blackened off of Justice for All. That song's got 6 or 7 different time signatures in it. You've got fucking 3/4, you've got 4/4, there's 7/4 in there, 6/4. It's a lot of the Injustice for All shit has some wacky time signature changes in it. And it'd only be you being 4/4, and then for 3 or 4 measures you would go to 7/4. And then for the next 2 minutes you're back in 4/4 and then 6/4, and then you'll get 2 measures of 7/4.
But Steve is making a huge point here, right? You start trying to count that shit, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You need to be so adept at what's going on that you feel it. And tell me if I'm wrong, Steve, but you need to be so exposed to what's going on that a change is coming up and you can respond to it in the correct way. Because even if something's in 7/8 and it's coming up, you have subdivisions of 7/8 that you can play off of, even if you get it wrong off the hop, right?
Yeah.
That's my thought on it.
Isn't that A minor track we've been doing, isn't it, in some form of 7?
4/4, dude. That's all it is. It's just pushes. That's all it is.
I didn't count that as 4/4.
That's how I count it, but it's...
Well, you can fucking count about anything in 4/4, and it's not 4/4. I don't think
there
it's
you go.
4/4.
Like Steve is saying it here right now. You can reduce it down, right?
Right. 4/4, 4 + 4 + 3.
So, if you take that tune, it's a dun, 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 dun. So that's the root that I count right there.
Play that track and let Steve count it and see what Steve says that time signature is.
It's 4/4. I guarantee you. But yeah, we can.
Steve, count this track.
Where the hell is it now?
Now we're getting real fucking nerdy.
Whatever. That's what Tuesday's all about, right? What a great fucking track, though. Four, dude. And even if you do it in 16ths, "30 seconds." It's 4/4. Yeah. That's the whole tune, Steve. But it's the pushes, right? It's the pushes and the pulls. And recognizing that and knowing that you can play with that. It's still in 4/4, so it's pushing.
That's exactly it, Scotty. It's the upbeat accents that's fucking me up.
And it's on the and of, right?
Yeah.
But you don't have to hit the and of. But if you start thinking, oh my God, this is a, and then you're fucked. You can still hit it on the and of, which is cool, or do one of your little on the and of and slide into the 4. And to me, that stuff's a lot more interesting than working on Yngwie speed. What's Joe saying?
Do you think there's an age to say where professional guitar players start to lose their speed?
Right here.
Depends.
He uses Jake for...
Well, yeah, Jake has the same thing. I've got arthritis. Jake has carpal tunnel stuff, right? What are you going to do?
They said it was something different. They weren't going to do surgery. They were going to do therapy instead.
Yeah, he's doing
And he was
fit
shot
therapy
6
and
times, like you said, right?
therapy and fucking cortisone.
There's so many variables. Like for a guy like me that's turning a screwdriver and a wrench all day too, that's extra wear and tear on the old wrist joints. I'd imagine.
Yeah.
It's all accumulative, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I get that shit where that tendon that runs between your index finger and your thumb, that sheath. There's a tendon that runs, or 2 tendons or something that run right through here. And there's a sheath, and that motherfucker will get inflamed, and I can't play when it gets inflamed. Luckily, it doesn't happen that often.
So with Thursdays, because Thursdays usually you're not as dialed in as you are on the weekend.
Right.
Is that just because of you're working during the week and it's the same thing, or what?
Probably.
Yeah.
And I think it really depends on what jobs I have to do, that I do on Thursdays too.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm working on something like I'm putting a turbo on something where I'm having to cram my fucking hands and wrist into tight spaces and twist and
spots.
turn, and that never helps. It also doesn't help that I don't fucking play during the week either. So kids, I practice guitar on Thursday nights and Saturday nights. Live in front of all of you. That's practice for me.
I've heard some of Steve's stuff that he's done.
Yeah.
And I'm a guy that can count stuff pretty well.
I'm not. I suck
No,
at it.
I'm quite good at it. And some of Steve's stuff is like, the fuck were you doing there, brother? And then he'll kind of plot it out for me, and it's like, oh, okay, I get it now. And then once you get it, that just kind of gives you an idea of where his thinking is at, as opposed to mine, right? And it's, so what am I going to do? Run away? Oh my God, no! It's like, teach me.
Well, see, it's funny. I've heard Mike Portnoy talk about when they're writing Dream Theater shit.
Yeah.
How they'll you know, Petrucci, Portnoy, and Mayung and Rudis will get together and start putting songs together.
Yeah.
And Portnoy's like, there's always an argument over what fucking time signature it's in.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, and it just shows you how guys count shit differently.
Yeah.
He's like, you know, John will say it's in this, and I'll say no, it's in this, and I'm the drummer, and I know. And then Jordan will say no, it's this. And he goes, one of us is right.
I always defer to the drummer because that's his job. You give me the groove and I'll play to it, and then tell me what I'm doing. But Steve has a knack for that because he programs all those drums and all that shit too, right?
Right.
It's like, dude, fuck off.
Yo, Zach Thong.
Brother Zach. But yeah, I mean, Steve's been on the cutting edge of, for God, Steve, I think we always say 20 years, but I think it's got to be more than that now. I've always gravitated towards the more technical, rhythmic, changing, you know, the fucking banger 3-chord specials. And Steve's always been on the fringe of that stuff, right? But I mean, over the years, I mean, I've learned so much from Steve, and I actually took formal lessons from Steve for probably a year. And it's you know, it kind of goes into that whole bag of things and what you learn and how you look at things. And, you know, I don't think Steve's any more expressive or emotional a player than I am, but he's got a lot more fucking tricks in his toolbox, for goddamn sure, right?
Yeah.
Which, you know, that's where you start getting into, well, he's a better player. Well, you goddamn right, you know, on a straight goods platform, he is totally a better player than me, but I don't mind. I love playing with Steve because he'll play shit. It's like, fuck, dude, where'd that come from? And same with playing with you. Randy.
Scotty says for me to learn Prowler, it does the syncopation thing. Here's the thing, and I'm not saying this to be a dick or anything. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about learning all that shit, and really, I don't care about learning how to count fucking music. That's the drummer's job.
Exactly.
I find the groove of the track
100%.
and try to fucking play. If anything, I'll play a smidge behind the beat.
I'm always behind the beat. I'm a Jimmy Page guy, man.
So, you know, I don't know, dude. I've tried to learn theory and all this shit for years, and at the end of the day, I just kind of realized, well, if I was going to do that, I should have done it when I was younger. You know, I'll learn pieces of theory, or basically like learn a part and just learn how to apply that to whatever the fuck key I'm playing in. And that's all I really care about with that. I don't.
And the litmus test for me is if I can play what's in my head, then good. You know, if I can't, then I got to learn. And that's kind of where I'm at right now, is I got to learn some of these, whatever that Coke bottle guy is.
Matthias Schaefer.
Yeah, I got to learn some of those things, right? Because I know all the notes he knows. I do. And he doesn't play them much faster than I can play them. But how he does it, and you know, Chris Buck and all those guys, right? So, I mean, that's kind of where I want. But I'm the same as you, right? I work 60 hours a fucking week, and I've got kids and a wife and 5 acres of property. So
and 3
most
shows
of my
a week.
playing happen on this show, right?
Yeah. Steve
And
says
that's
you're
why-
a very tasty, intuitive player.
Yeah, thanks, brother. I mean, and part of that is he's the cause of some of that, you know, because I've arced off of him more than a lot of my contemporaries. But you know, the frustrating part is you know, when you have an idea, and it's like, I don't know how to do that. That's the thing that
I keep
kills
fiddle
me.
fucking around with it till I get something that's
Yeah,
satisfies
but
me.
when
with
do you
that.
do that, right? That's the thing, right? And it's getting better as I get older, and the kids get older, and they get more. Everything gets automated, but
Yeah, I mean, I know that I don't know how to play the song, but I know the song. I mean, and like syncopated patterns and shit. I mean, I play fucking syncopated fucking lead patterns all the time. Mox and Eddie
you
Faye.
get it, too. I mean,
Eddie
it just
Faye
throws
fucking
you
get
off,
off on
Randy.
those goddamn things.
it just throws you off for a little bit. That's all. It was like Joe Alba. We played that particular tune with Joe Alba, and his first round was, it took him off guard. Second round was better. Third round was even, and if he comes on Saturday, it'll be even better.
Yeah.
So I mean, at what point do you need to go to fucking school to learn all this bullshit and harmony and
I'm not going
we're
to.
past that. We're past that, right?
Yeah, I mean, and like Scott's on his own journey of like learning. Like Scott's back doing lessons and fucking. He's on his own journey with theory and all this and all that stuff, and fucking good on him, because I don't have the fucking attention span, and I'm not ADHD or any kind of shit like that. It's just it puts me to fucking sleep.
Yep.
And it's one of those. I mean, it's like me sitting in a fucking trigonometry class.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's like, and I'll go through these phases where I want to get involved with it and start trying to study it and learn the shit. And in 15 minutes, I'm like, fuck this. I'm just going to do something else 'cause I'm bored with it. It
And
doesn't.
you're so right, Steve, and you have a propensity for being able to count and say this is the flat second, this is all of these sorts of things. But what comes naturally to people is not the same thing that comes naturally to you.
Right. And True World says right here, if you don't learn some music theory, being able to improvise up and down the fretboard, then you're just memorizing movement, and it works. I mean, that dude, I memorized patterns, and I learned how to move patterns around, and then you kind of start fucking getting out of like, okay, well, this dangerous note here can work in this pattern.
Yeah.
And if I really want to know what it is, like I'll send the clip of what I played to Steve, like, hey, what the fuck did I just do there? And Steve will fucking just lay it out. That's what you did there.
Yep.
He's like, and that works because of the key change in this is, and it's in this fucking, the song is set in, fucking Dorian or whatever. It's a Lydian, so you played this mixed Lydian that's between, he goes, and it works. But if you played it over this track, it'd be fucking horrible. Like, okay. So,
And I'm quite similar that way, right? Like I know my majors and minors up and down the fretboard in every key, some better than others. So how does it turn out? Because, everybody, Tommy always says, oh, you're playing modally now. And I'm just doing my thing.
Yeah.
But there is what I'm doing is, I'm not playing in Aeolian or Ionian. I'm playing in Mixolydian or Lydian or whatever the hell it is.
right.
I don't know. I don't know when I'm doing that.
I don't either. I have no fucking idea. Unless I'm set on something that's like, I know this is Hungarian minor or
The oddball ones that sound like shit because that's what they are. Like harmonic minor, Hungarian minor, all of those sound like shit.
no.
me.
I think they sound fucking awesome when they're applied on the
And
right
that's the difference,
tracks.
though. That's the difference, though, right?
Like that drop C track, you can play harmonic minor and Hungarian minor shit all over it because
and
it
what
works.
do? I play fucking A over that. A Ionian over that whole thing. And it
Right.
works, but it's happy.
I did it one time
Yes.
just because I fucking hate playing in C on standard tune guitars.
Uh-oh. That's Steve. He's got a big one here.
That's what she said.
I use theory to choose two things mainly: to analyze the existing piece of music or to create music within a rigid set of criteria. And
Right.
that's the thing, right? I mean, Steve is like a professional sideman to a certain point. like he can go into all of those situations and do them well. Whereas to me, you know, like even like Pete Thorne, right? He goes out with all sorts of bands. It's like, no, that's fucking gay, man. I'm not doing it. And it's just not my mindset. Or even Luke, right? I mean, take somebody like Lukather. I mean, how much terrible stuff did he play on? But he made it work, and he has that knowledge and the theory, and like Steve's saying, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, you know, no, I ain't doing it. Like the major happy stuff. No, I'm not a happy person. I'm a fucking miserable prick.
Minor makes me happy, and major makes me fucking bored.
I fucking hate it. I really do. Right? And I may sneak into major based on a minor project. There you go. Right?
Yeah, I learned from Frank Gambale to play the scale starting from the same note, so you get familiar with how that mode sounds.
But they're all the same. If you do that, you got your major and your minor, and you're done. Right? It's just where you start. That's really the whole...
And Scott had said earlier that he never lost the will to want to know more and get better. And, you know, that was me fucking 15 years ago. And now there's, like, pieces of shit that I pick out from people that I listen to or see on fucking the internet or something. Oh, that was cool. Let me fucking watch how he did that and see where I can apply it elsewhere. That's how I'm very much a fucking visual and audio fucking learner. I can't sit there and I got a photographic memory. So if you want to sit here and I want to look at fucking notes on a chart all goddamn day, it's not going to stick.
So
just let me watch you do it a couple times and we're there.
Here's a perfect example, right? Steve is that developed theoretically as a musician where he can do this on purpose.
Right.
He can write something in the fucking ugliest fucking...
Steve and I were talking about, when I was bugging Steve about Hungarian minor and harmonic minor some months back, he's like, well, go and fucking to my channel and listen to this. He goes, it's harmonic or minor, but it's happy.
And go back and listen to his combustion.
And listen to it. I'm like, what the fuck did he do here?
Yep. And you listen to some of his old stuff, just jamming, like improvising, which what we do with Combustible Jimmy, and the guy, the guy in the rhythm section is playing three notes. So Steve's just fucking with the whole thing. He's going from major, minor, to Hungarian, to all the rest of it there, and he's just, you know, being fucking Steve, doing his thing.
Yep.
And it's so cool. But I mean, that's not a path that I want to go down. I mean, I'm a fucking Gilmore, Mark Knopfler guy that wants to be able to do Coke bottle guy stuff and Chris Buck stuff.
Right.
Really.
Well, it's like the Mixolydian thing. I call it the money lick.
Yeah.
The lick from that E track we do where you were hollering at me Saturday to play the arpeggio part.
Yeah.
I fucking wasn't even listening to that track when I put that together.
Yep.
I just was sitting here noodling around like 2 hours before a Sunday show, and it just was a happy accident. And then once I worked, it started off with the walk up thing.
Yep.
You know, the half step bend and then the walk up. I straight stole that from Frederick Aukeson.
Right.
From Opeth.
Right.
And then I was like, well, that's cool, but I got to figure out something to go along with that.
Right.
So then I did the walk down the 3 or 4 strings.
Yep.
I pieced that together real quick, and I'm like, somehow went into that country slide bullshit. And then.
Which really isn't. I mean, that's a kind of standard turnaround, but it sounds great the way you did it.
Right. It was kind of awkward, but fit that thing in an awkward way. It's one of those things that, like, I mean, it obviously did it for Ryan. It catches the ear. Because it doesn't fit that pattern, but it does.
Yep.
And then the arpeggiated part is just, I took it back up and kind of figured out how to walk that back down to the 2 little sections I do. And then we're just back in fucking E minor pentatonic shit.
100%, right?
And I pieced that whole thing together in fucking 10 minutes.
Yeah, and I mean that's the difference between you and me, right? I mean, there's a couple of things that we do where I'll play some, themes that I've come up with, but other than that, it's right on the nose, man. Like, I mean, I see you guys when we're doing rounds, right? You're sitting there, playing away. Nope, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna play off of whatever the last person is.
Yeah.
And having, I mean, obviously it doesn't work out most of the times. It sounds like shit, but when it does, it works well. Because I'm not into cover tunes. I'm not into fucking playing note for note solos. I'm into playing shit that inspires me, period. That's it. So if it's Randy, if it's Jimmy, if it's Al, if it's Ryan, that's where I'm going.
Yeah, I'm not into the whole playing a bunch of cover tunes much anymore myself.
Yeah.
But I was always one of those people that when I was learning shit, I tried my damnedest to learn it note for note. If it was a song or a guitar player or a band or whatever that I was fucking really into and really enjoyed what they did, I would go for it note for note.
Right.
So when I go play these cover tunes now, I try to play them the way the fuck
and you
they're
nail
supposed to be
them,
played.
90% of the times.
There's that turnaround at the end of the Them Bones solo that always fucks me up. And I don't know why, because I've played that solo probably 800 million fucking times over my life.
He's saying, thank you, KXM. So where did KXM suck his dick?
KXM sub to him.
Cool. Yeah, Steve's a big part of our, I think it's fair to say that I kind of guided him into our community overall. And he's a huge asset.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, I always...
what we do, man.
I always like when Steve comes on and plays with us and shit. I mean, that's always... there's always something I'm kind of watching for to steal from him.
Yeah. I don't think him and Ryan get along too much, but it is what it is. So...
Yeah, I mean, I like Steve's humor.
Well, I mean, he's half a step away from me, so I totally get. I understand everything Steve says.
I did give Steve his pass for the Whiskey Weekend yesterday on Quentin's show.
Right? Are you coming, Steve? Is it this upcoming weekend? It is.
It is. Yeah, I've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday off.
Yep.
Trying to get hip over here for Friday.
So Friday I have off. So Thursday is my last day. So Steve, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, any of those days, you're welcome over here.
Yeah. And I was just, we were talking about how the new thing is this virtual community and being able to hang out with friends and in the comfort of your own home and all this stuff. And I had mentioned, it's one of my favorite things is that we have that ability, Ken and Steve and yourself and me, to be able to get together in real life and have these
Here's a fun fact.
Yeah.
Here's a fun fact, Zach. I can read music. I'm not the fucking greatest at it, but I can read the shit. I mean, if you were to put a piece in front of me for me to fucking sight read, that's probably not going to go too well. But
not so much.
If I sat there with the piece of sheet music or whatever for about 20 minutes, I could play it.
For me, it's more like doing a puzzle.
I did not learn how to read fucking music in guitar lessons either. I learned it because I was in fucking marching band and shit. Yeah. But I started out on saxophone. I played alto sax for a couple years and then played snare drum 3 years of high school, and I played quints 1 year of high school in marching band.
Awesome, Steve. Yeah, it'd be great to see you, brother.
Every good boy deserves fudge, and this is where you put your face. Right? That's the two for reading the music.
I think we should wrap it up here, boys.
Yeah. Midnight.
Getting late.
Yep.
Again, turned into a great show, I think.
It's fun.
Don't ask me to play saxophone now, because I fucking 25 years ago. still have that fucking thing somewhere, but I ain't breaking it out. You go pawn that thing for $100 or something.
You can do some Kenny G shit.
No, I'm good.
I'll play some of my yacht rock stuff that you hate, and you can probably rock over that.
I'm good. Could you imagine fucking Quentin James seeing me play saxophone on a show? Holy shit, I'd never live it down.
Nope.
Yeah, Randy, I like the way you blow that horn.
He'd have an outro on his shows like, it's a random sound of saxophone.
In the 80s, I was all into sax, man. That fucking, those lines and stuff that those boys were blowing back then, it was good stuff.
Yep. Trying to read this one that True World said earlier. Said he got in a bad car accident just above, broke my back at 7. Haven't been able to record anything. Videos that I feel I don't have the par yet, but I'm on the way back. Man, you'll get there, dude. You'll get there.
Absolutely, brother.
Just keep fucking at it, man.
Yeah.
We have shows, man, where you can just come on and hang and be with us. Saturday, I mean, it's wide open, man. Just come on and have a good time with us.
Did you take that class, Joe, where you were like, he had the recorder? I never took that. I did take, and see, that's the fucked up thing is, I had to take one last elective in high school, and I'm like, fuck, I'm already in band. I'll just go over here next door to this guy. The chorus teacher had a music theory and appreciation class. So I'm like, well, that ought to be fucking easy. And you're sitting there while he's playing piano and you're going through all the different classical period. I'm like, this class fucking sucks. But we went all into fucking reading music and that. And, you know, obviously me and several other of the band kids had the leg up in that class with that stuff. But you're over there doing fucking tests on Paganini and shit like that. And it's just like, eh.
I remember in elementary school, you know, the standard ukulele bullshit. I brought in a acoustic guitar to D open tuning and a butter knife. I used to play with the class. I was the fucking hero, grade 5 or some fucking thing.
See you cunt.
Off you go, you fucking twat.
Wanker.
Cunt. All right, wrap this shit up. I gotta pee.
Oh. All right, Trev, wrap it up. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for hanging out for 3 fucking hours of randomness. Appreciate you.
So, yeah, we'll see y'all Thursday.
Love all y'all. See y'all Thursday.
Happy fun time on Thursday. What did you want to hear, Randy? Scars?
My favorite's the, I don't even know how the fuck you say the name of the song.
Whatever it is, just fucking play it. I gotta pee. Come on.
Unavaya, Unavaya.